out. Um, Somer Del Piso back once again. We're gonna do a live stream. We're gonna chat. We need some more conversation because I feel like we've been doing these live streams and we're circling around the same couple topics every single live stream, and that's not a very good thing at all. You know, or else we're gonna be at risk. We're right now at risk. It's not we're going to be at risk. We're already at risk of being stale. So we don't want to do that, of course. And so, yeah, yeah. Um, Hi and bye, dogs. Hi and bye, dogs. Eternal, what's going on? Got your text. We're good. We're good. Some of the episode's good. Life, because life is nuts. I'm sorry, I'm busy. I'd watch if I wasn't. No, it's all good. We have life to live, man. We got Supremely Being with the first gem donation of the stream. What's going on? You sure we don't need to talk? No, I'm good. Listen. Somer del Piso is all right. I think I gauged this already. I knew this was gonna inevitably happen, and so I was prepared for it. So I'm good. I'm really good. How did I do it? We were an hour late to work. That's what I did. I went over to her island and we had a long talk. And yeah. She was, of course, very sad because we're going to talk about something. She is really fighting some demons. I'm going to call it what it is. I've never met anyone like this. She is fighting something. I don't know what it is that she's fighting, but she's definitely boxing with something inside. Because I know the thing, she's been a certain way her entire life. And I think that she's had like guys in her life that were a certain way too and never really fulfilled something that she was looking for. This is how I'm seeing it, to be honest. And then Sombra came along. Not only we are very, very deep, profound. We talk about metaphysics, all this kind of stuff, semen retention. We also have a very, very rich music life, right? Somer del Piso loves music. We know a lot about shows. We know a lot about languages, cultures. But more importantly, because that stuff doesn't matter, because there's a lot of people like that too. I am emotionally intelligent and I'm a clear communicator that is stable of mind and not insecure. And I don't think that she's ever crossed paths with somebody like me. Let's call it what it is. And I think that me being around her for this long has brought up a lot of stuff that she's been trying to avoid for her life. I'm not even speaking big. I just think that this is what it is because I'm telling you, it's just interesting. And supremely, I forgot. I really forgot. What did Eternal say? You know what's mad though? Surely she knows that you've tried, man. Of course she does. Like you would have fell on your sword, but at the same time, she wasn't willing to do the same. She feels like she wants to, but she just doesn't. She knows she's capable, but she doesn't want to. But she's angry. This is what I'm saying. I think that she's angry at herself for not being able to. And supremely, let's call it what it is. It's about vibration. I'm telling you that there was a lot of times that she was supposed to walk away. A lot of times that she was supposed to walk away. And I walked away. I was like, okay, she's gone. That's it. And then she just for her to like sneak back into my life. I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you right now. Egotistical, non-humble take incoming. I don't think they make them like Sombra del Piso. I'm going to come clean. I don't think they make them like Sombra del Piso. I have lived a very long life, right? Oh, no. Oh, Eternal, you are absolutely correct. You are 100% correct. I have done nothing wrong. I think that they just don't make them like Sombra del Piso. Let's call it what it is. They don't make them like Sombra del Piso. There's no such thing. You're supposed to be a certain way. The world, when you enter this world, you're meant to be categorized, right? You're automatically categorized. You're supposed to, oh, you're born Hispanic in the United States, and so you must destroy your culture, right? Your culture is going to get washed out, and you have to fit into either the culture of the minorities or the culture of high society, but always have like this insecurity of being an outsider, right? It's the same as being dark skinned or something, right? Oh, everyone doesn't like you, and you got to do this and you have to do that in order to match the skin color that you were given, or which is I don't know, I don't know, we don't know, right? And you're supposed to act a certain way. We have news sources that perpetuate this information. They condition us to believe that certain people are meant to be certain ways, right? Then comes along Sombra del Piso, right? Yes, he is dark skinned. Yes, this dude has a lot of stamina. Let's call it what it is. Yes, this dude is obsessed with going overseas. Yes, this dude, he likes to read sometimes. He knows some current events. But what's more dangerous is that the dude has he has eradicated his ego to a very, very small amount, yet is still walking proud, right? He has also found some way to handle the power of semen retention, the discipline of semen retention. Yes, I will still do what I have to do, deliver, right? That's what my father would say. You have to deliver. He's not enlightened himself, but I do appreciate him because he did what he's supposed to do to bring me here. But yeah, I don't belong in the system. Ultimately, I've developed a very, very strange way. In 2 days, we're about to go somewhere else and do whatever the hell it is that we want to do, right? We don't belong. We don't belong in the system. We've messed up. We weren't supposed to develop this way. And so, with that, because I'm a rogue unit, because I'm an anomaly, I have developed in a very strange way, developed my emotional intelligence, developed my understanding of things and people. I was supposed to be just normal with her. Some regular guy that's not supposed to mean anything. But because I am who I am, right? Just the way, I express myself, I'm interested in this, I have brought to light a lot of things that she's been concealing in her life. Dead serious. And I'm telling you, I'm telling you. And so I'm not, like you said, Supremely, I'm not, it'll be matched very soon. We're going to see what happens. I'm not losing any sleep. I'm really not losing any sleep. I already know. And I have no doubt that she'll reach out again. I really don't have any doubt. Why? Because you don't just throw away someone in your life, right, where everyone else but you likes that person. That doesn't make sense. How is it that your parent is sold on the Sombra del Piso personality after seeing him twice? That doesn't make sense. We're supposed to not be liked, remember? The problem is whatever she has going on. And I never doubted myself in the slightest. Before I did. But then she came back under the guise of something else. But then I think she realized that, like I said, Sombra del Piso is just there's not a lot of us out there. I think I can count on one hand how many Sombra del Pisos there are in the world. And the thing is, I'm the slowest Sombra del Piso in the world. Let's call it what it is. I'm sure the other Sombras are definitely part of the chicken boys, making a lot of money, using that emotional intelligence to do very, very humble things in their life. I'm slow. I'm the slow Sombra. I'm sure these guys are married already or doing whatever the hell it is that they're doing. But I'm the slow Sombra. So that just means that, there's just less of this around. Let's see. She will always reach out. The issue is the butterfly effect. It's not consistent on a different reality. It's the same one on repeat. No. It's every now and then it's moving slowly up and up and up and up. Because I'm telling you, Eternal, when I was speaking to her the last time, I swear, before when we first started speaking, I remember in like around April and May, yo, God forbid I would express myself to her. Yo, and if I said the wrong thing, I'm not getting spoken to for like days. And you see, Erica Crawford, this is an example. This person right here is an example of being conditioned by the world to believe what they're seeing instead of what they're actually hearing, what's being spoken to them. This is an example right here. This is an example right here. Section 8 housing special. Do you have any idea what I have done? Do you have any idea what live stream you're in right now? No. You just see a dark-skinned dude speaking about stuff, and you think that Section 8 and whatever other stereotypical comments you're gonna make. Like you're not even listening. And this is the world, by the way. This is the world. What's going on, Will? Yeah, oh, Erica's definitely AI. Really? How can you tell? How can you tell? But yeah, so I didn't slowly but surely we are moving up. For sure. I'm telling you, she cannot hold out forever. She cannot. I'm telling you this right now. She cannot hold out forever. She cannot. And I think that she's fighting against herself very, very aggressively. But there's something, I don't know, there's something that she got to come to terms with. And I cannot help her. Stop by, watching from Fairfax, Virginia. Happy New Year. What's going on, Sharaka? Is that your name? Where are you from? Not Virginia. Like, what's your ethnic background? That's an interesting name. Assassin Achilles. Moving up on a scale, how much on a scale of 1 to 10? Like 6 or 7? Stupid. Sharon, that's your name. Well, okay, so you're American. What's going on, I'm a person? But yeah, Eternal, I don't doubt that she's gonna reach back out. I really don't. I really don't doubt it. And I think that she's just gonna keep. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be moving on the same wavelength. I do think that we're slowly but surely going up and up and up. I'm dead serious. Because Sombra del Piso just has a profound effect on the people around him. That's really what it is. You sell portable DVD players? No. But listen, there's probably some vendors in the black box. I'm going to send you there, and then maybe you could ask around over there. Cast Positivity Movement. You said something negative the last time. I remember. I don't know. I just got like this feeling in the Force. You know, like Anakin and Obi-Wan when Padme was about to get assassinated by the bounty hunter. That's the feeling I just got. You said something negative in a stream before, and I usually don't lie to myself. What's going on, Rich J? Tell us your story. I don't know. Sombra del Piso got kicked out of multiple schools, got kicked out of a lot of jobs. I'm not going to say that I am foregoing accountability. I was a really badly behaved person when I was younger, and so I was kicked out a lot of these institutions. I had a lot of friends. I also had the gift of traveling a lot. Yes, I grew up in a single parent household, which is probably one of the only applicable stereotypes, right, to me, right? But I'm very glad that happened because my dad, he's good at making money, for sure. No, he's really not. Let's call it what it is. And I don't think he's a very good person in terms of analyzing things and sexual restraint and ecclesiastic integration. I don't think he's good at that. And so he's great person. I would love to see him again in London and my half sisters and brothers and his new wife, for sure. But, I'm not going to ask him for any advice on my life because he wouldn't give me proper information. Do you have an OnlyFans? No, I have an OnlyBans. And you're my first subscriber. Get in the black box. Waiting for that guy to come in to tell you that you're arrogant. Oh, he was here yesterday. He's a solid dude. I hope Jamaica is recovering from the hurricane. Yeah, for sure. You got kicked out of schools in the UK. Ain't that normal? No, I didn't. I did well on my A levels. Boa noite, Rick. Como está você? Kev, are you sure? Trust me, I'm telling you, I'm feeling something. So, yeah, I think you might have said something. But yeah, and you must have gone under the radar. So, consider yourself lucky. Bam, e você também. Bem também. Bem também. Obrigado. I don't even know Portuguese. I'm gonna stop pretending. I don't even know Portuguese, guys. I really don't. Você fala português? Eu falo pouco português. I don't speak it. I'm telling you, I don't know Portuguese. I just know parabéns, obrigado, peixe, massa, cachorro. Like, eu faça muito bem. Like, I don't know Portuguese. I promise you. I really don't. That's all I know. I don't know Portuguese, guys. Que bom, amigo. Obrigado, obrigado, mi hermano. Chico, at least you're being honest. I really don't. Spanish is better than my way better than my Portuguese. But yeah. Uh, yeah. Terry Henry. I have heard that before. So yeah, Eternal, this is what's going on. Sombra is fine, just to answer your initial question. We're good. I have to leave because it's midnight. This is why you can't trust men from Newcastle. They just come in and then leave. Eternal is now officially banned from the Sombra del Piso chat for leaving abruptly. He spent a very transient, ephemeral time in the live stream, knowing that he's a pillar of this community. So what does that mean? That means one can extrapolate from this is that Eternal does not give a hoot. And so he will go to bed residing in that feeling of this taste for Sombra del Piso. And that's fine. I could live with that. Oh, here's a valid reason, time zones. Okay, no, it's all good, Eternal. It's all good, man. I'll see you later. Sleep well. How are people still thinking that the earth is flat when it's clearly dark in England right now? It is pitch black in England right now. These guys are 5 hours ahead. It's so crazy. Just tell us you don't travel without telling us directly you don't travel by saying that you believe in the flat earth. Okay, Eternal, sleep well, man. I'm just being silly. I'm taking the Mickey. All right, sleep well. But yeah, man. He said I go to bed residing, listening to the In-Betweeners with a great taste of Dr. Pepper in my mouth. We have to hit up Sabrina, by the way, because her trial started a little while ago. And so I want to know if she's doing well. So, have you been speaking to Sabrina, by the way? I'm sorry. Let me hit her up. Yeah, no, talk to her about it. I'm not gonna speak about it on stream. It's yeah, it's a little. She's in some deep stuff right now. Hold on, I'm texting her right now. All right. That was when I remember she came on live stream a little while ago saying that implying that the UK has a stronger military than the US. And yeah, we had to yeah, exactly, Joe. So that's she's going to trial for that because of the arsonists. So ain't no Joe getting caught up in that system. No, I do not want to get caught up in the system. That's why it's not good to commit crimes, guys. Don't commit crimes. Don't commit crimes. Yeah. All around my neighborhood, I'm telling you, these guys are like, I don't know, man. But I should be very, very grateful for having the experiences that I did. Yeah, I just sent her a message. I hope she's doing well. Yeah. So tomorrow's my last day of work for, I mean, at least until I get back. Guys, I didn't even start packing yet. Sombra del Piso has not started packing yet to go to this trip. There's, when I came back from Albania the last time, there was this girl that I met that worked on the train to go to Vienna in Vienna. And I'm gonna see, I only have an hour layover in the blasted country, Austria. And so I'm gonna have to go through the borders and whatnot. They gotta make sure that, you know, I'm not like some illegal trying to get into Vienna. Even though we making more chicken than Vienna, let's call it what it is. Yeah, I wanna, if I have enough time, I'm gonna like get out and then go see her and then take pictures and then come back and then go to the gate to go to Sofia. By the way, no one's like, there's like no one on the plane to go to Sofia. Someone said you're not welcome to Israel. That's great. that's wonderful with me. In fact, I'm not gonna ask the question because I'll be called racist again. Uh-oh. No, ask the question. Ask the question. Ask the question. Ask the question. Is it the same question where it's like because you're operating in self-defense against a black person and you beat them up? Are you racist? Like, come on, man. Let's see. It would start World War III, but that's the capability. Sharice, what's going on? Welcome back. No, not that. Oh, okay. What's the question? Let's hear it. Eternal decided to stay around for just a little bit longer, even though he has like 4 hours and 50 minutes to sleep. What is it? What's the question? We got to answer it quickly. Good, and you, Sharisa, pretty good. I was just in the office all day today. What else did I do? I feel like I had like Thai food today. And I was making some orders. Merry Christmas, Herstory Month, December Blue Monday, 29th, 709. Everyone's got a black shadow. God is in our black shadow. I think he exists in a dimension parallel to this one that whose molecules and atoms over there have like strings to everything that's going on over here. Question I was gonna ask was, have you been ever? Yes. So I've been arrested. I have, of course. We all have, haven't we? No, but I got in trouble for it was twice. So the first time I was doing kickboxing, some guy was harassing me, and so I retaliated instead of just not, yeah. So I got put in bookings. I wasn't like, I was arrested and not put in jail, but I was in bookings. And that was an interesting experience. The police officers laughed at me because he said, what kind of generation do we live in where someone calls the police on you for being beaten up in a kickboxing dojo? I was like, this is the people that we have to deal with. He was like, you're gonna be all right, just chill out, right? Then the second time, there was a bartender that decided to call the police on me because first of all, I was the only one defending him out of everyone that worked in that restaurant because he was one of the laziest guys there. He never really did his side work, and this guy did nothing. So I was trying to talk to him, and then this guy, he just wasn't listening. And of course, I had less control then, so I hit him, and he just called the police. And then the police let me go to Hawaii because I had a Hawaii trip planned. They were like, yeah, go to Hawaii, come back, and then we'll do the processing there. So I came back from Hawaii, and they were like, oh, I can't believe you came by. Normally people will try to, evade it. And I was like, well, I don't know how this thing works, so I'm going to do it. So what ended up happening is that the police gave me some food. And then they were like, listen, we're going to have to hold you here just because you got to see a judge and whatnot, because he put out a restraining order, there was no point for him to do that, by the way. The Nile is a river in Egypt, for sure. And so I was in the pen. There was a guy that was next to me. He was like, yo, I was in jail for 11 years. I tried to ask him why. He never told me the reason why. Then there was other guys making jokes in the pan. Yeah, it was nuts. It was nuts in there. And then I saw the judge. The judge was making fun of my name, really, but he was like at the end, "Oh, your name is just very unique." And then he said some crazy thing. How can someone as well spoken and intelligent, seemingly intelligent as you, end up in this predicament? I was like, I think sometimes we have a lapse of control, right? I think that's what happened. This doesn't justify my actions, but I just know I won't do it again. He was like, "You goddamn right, you won't do it again." And then he was like, "Mr. blah, 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 Nigerian name is free to go." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." He's like, "I don't want to see you in here again." I was like, "You won't." And so yeah. Sombra, when people tell me I'm in denial, I correct them. I say that I'm Daniel. Clever, clever. So yeah, that's that. I remember in the first, oh wow, we got a lot of gems. Thank you very much. First cast fishing. Thank you very much for the gems, man. Thank you very much for the rubies. I've never actually asked you that before, just because of the whole stereotype that should not exist. So now, because you brought that up, you are now officially the racist of the Somerdale Piso channel. Whenever Eternal comes in, we must lambast him with insults. He's a racist for asking a black man if he's been in prison. Well, I've been in bookings to answer your question. I'm only kidding. I've been in bookings, but it was a very. I only got a lot of learning experience because there was some dude. I remember the first time when I for the kickboxing thing. Drew, thank you. Yes, Drew, what's up? Thank you for the dollar donation. For the hold on, let me take a picture. Okay, so for the first time, there was some dude in the same, he was put in the same cell as me. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to ever be in the system again. It was this big dude. He had chains on his ankles. He had handcuffs and chains on his arms. He just was put in the same cell as me. And he was just looking at me. And I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna let anyone groom me like that, especially when we're locked up like that. So I'm looking at him and he's like, how you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm good. Right? And he's like, what are you in here for? I'm like, yeah, I really shouldn't really be in here, but I just lost control. Someone was like bumping into me in the kickboxing gym, and he wasn't trying to apologize or anything like that. And then he tried to make fun of me in front of everyone. So, we had to tune him up a little bit. I shouldn't have lost control. He's like, I'm gonna tell you something though. When you're gonna be able to go back into that kickboxing dojo, and best believe he's never gonna talk to you again, right? He's never gonna mess with you again, right? I'm like, yeah, but is it worth it? He's like, yeah, it is. Ain't nothing gonna happen to you in here. I was like, oh. He's like, you good. Don't even worry about it. I was like, oh, thank you. He said, a shame to the Golden Order. Are, are you agree with Persian Gulf or Arabian Gulf? Just your personal opinion. I love how he puts personal opinion in parentheses in a correct format, and then he doesn't even phrase the sentence correctly. Um, that's kind of weird, Mr. Loshura Chones. I don't know. I wish you a pleasant flight. Try not to get given to negative rumination. The cold is a forge, I've heard. Yes, it is. I've been feeling it in the Czech Republic, freezing showers every day. I'm not gonna do that freezing shower thing. They better have heat in the goddamn in the Airbnb, or else it's over for Bulgaria. We're complaining, and we're gonna put a whole bunch of reviews. We're gonna a lot of negative reviews. No one's ever going to Bulgaria. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that because that's corny. I'd never do that. Damn, you got a nice body. Due to discipline and a lot of other stuff. I don't use any drugs or anything. So yeah, Somerdale Pizza was in the pan, man. We were in the pan. But that's a good question, Eternal. It's taught me a lot. He said, I'm at the point where I stop flinching and I look forward to them. Yeah, Daniel, I'm good, man. Did my comment not send? What did you send? I've also been in a cell, not to prison, but I've been held for 3 days against a crime that I didn't actually commit, but I sued him, and I also did 140 hours community service. Let's go. It's all discipline. It's all a lot of discipline. Do you have an OF? I told the other guy that I banned, like you're banned now. I have an only bans account, which is this one. It's like concurrently operating on the same wavelength. It's not like I don't have like an option to add you to the only banned subscriber list, but I'll put you in the black box and then I'll deal with you later, okay? Asking me if I have OnlyFans. Kind of weird question. Okay, I'll tell you something. I actually did commit a crime for the 100. What did you do? What'd you do? Eternal? He's like, this kid had a rare Power Ranger toy that I could have sold on eBay for like thousands of pounds. So I just went up to the kid and took it from him after assaulting him. Imagine. But what jail? I'm glad you don't want to ever be in the system. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Like I was never really in the system, but from what I've seen, yeah, you don't want to be there, for sure. We are Northern Michigan. This guy, man. What's going on, man? Should I just let your mind float around and keep you guessing? No, because I'm gonna keep going. What's going on, Mr. Feast? Yeah, I'm gonna keep going, man. You probably took something. My neighbor keeps. Okay. What should I do? What I think you should do, Mr. Biddies, it's a clever name. I think that you should go into this black box and ruminate on an idea. I think silence is the best way of coming to a conclusion, a proper conclusion, because you have nothing to deal with but yourself and your thoughts. So I'm going to put you in the black box, and hopefully feedback wouldn't like distort your opinion on what you should actually do. He said, I'll tell you. Oh boy, I can't wait to hear this. You probably took something. Or you probably hit someone. Yeah, you probably took something. For community service, that's probably like the lowest of misdemeanors. So you probably stole something. I can't wait to hear this. Previously on Yu-Gi-Oh! All right, anyway, yeah, guys, this is Monday. This whole month melted away. I have one double shift tomorrow, and then I'm gone. What did Northern Michigan say? The black box for Sombra would be a vacation trip to Northern Michigan. I'm going to tell you the complete truth. I am never going there unless I'm getting paid to go there or someone's holding me up at gunpoint to go to Northern Michigan. No, Daniel, that's fine. Come on, Daniel. Of course it's fine. You could say whatever you want. You're part of the channel. You can say whatever you like. No, that's great. I don't know. The cold showers, I could do it sometimes. But yeah, Bulgaria is frigid right now. Let me see. What is going on? I think it has the same weather as New York. Sophia, it is 29. No mames. Yep. Yeah, I told you. I knew you took something. I knew it. We have cold plunges here. I'm down with cold plunges, but they also have it overseas in way better vacation spots than Northern Michigan. Of course, because Yu-Gi-Oh is expensive. When I said the name, I was quoting the show. Are you in my mind? We are linked. We are linked indeed. I'm gonna tell you something, man. Northern Michigan, there is no point for any soul that has a passport to be going to Northern Michigan. He said, I took a vacation to Southern Michigan. Like, what? There ain't nothing over there. What is in Michigan? There's nothing in Michigan. There's nothing in Michigan. I love when Americans come to the Georgian restaurant, right? Because they're just like, a lot of them don't really know about Georgian cuisine. And I'm like, yeah, let me teach you everything. I'm going to give you the best plates to get. And we're going to move on from there, right? I don't want you to ever, and then we get into travel. And then they say, oh, they talk about, of course, Western Europe, because that's like tier one. Everyone wants to go to Paris. Everyone wants to go to Madrid. Everyone wants to go to London. And I'm just like, yeah, the world is bigger than that. You don't want to go over there. Those places are just carbon copies of here. The only thing I would try in Michigan at this time of the year is jumping in a river. Why are we thinking about Michigan? Michigan should not enter the chat. When people discuss vacation spots, Michigan is not included in that conversation, and it should not be included in the conversation. He said, if I hadn't been caught, I would have been a millionaire by now. They sell for like 25K each for the first editions. Of course. Yeah, we know. Like Dark Magician, Summon Skull, Blue Eyes White Dragon. Yeah. I remember those. I remember. I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Once upon a time. I'm sure my cards are somewhere in the old apartment. My decks. But yeah, like I said, guys, nowhere in the United States should be considered as a vacation spot, especially not Michigan. Never Michigan. Imagine there's a soul out there that unironically says, "Oh, I would love to go to Portugal, but you know what? My mom just pitched the idea of going to northern Michigan, so I'm gonna scratch it." Hawaii. Let's talk about Hawaii because I did it on 3 separate occasions. I've done Hawaii 3 times. I did Oahu and Maui. I explored all of Maui. I explored all of Oahu. I rented a motorcycle. I went around the goddamn islands. There ain't nothing to do in Hawaii. Let me tell you about Hawaii, by the way. He said other things to do in the U.S. Leave. That's what I'm saying. Ain't nothing in the United States. New York is, I'm going to tell you something. New York is cool. New York has a lot of different things to do. For sure. New York has a lot of different things to do. I like this place. I like it. But he said that mom is a smart dog. Ain't nothing to do in Michigan. Let's call it what it is. Anyone who picks Michigan over Portugal or any other country is I'm telling you, they're just full of it. There's nothing to do in Michigan. Hawaii. I wouldn't even pick Hawaii over Portugal. He said, man, New York doesn't have trees. New York State has trees, by the way. We have 2 huge parks in New York City, Central and Prospect, that have a myriad of trees. Also, there's a lot of chicken to be made in the Ciudad de Nueva York. That's number 2. No one is making money in Michigan. We're not turning it into this. Are there non-cooked women in New York? Yes, but it's very rare. It's very rare. You have to go to the outskirts. You are not going to find them in Midtown Manhattan. You're not going to find them in Soho, Phi Gramercy, whatever. You're not going to find them in these neighborhoods. You got to go to the outskirts. You got to go to like Sheep's Head Bay. But there's a lot of cooked women over there because they come from the Paruski land and they expect a lot of big things in New York. He said, dude, I just made $42K this year in Michigan, living large. Okay, hold on. Let me see. I'm done. Hold on. Michigan GDP. Oh my gosh. Are there non-cooked people anywhere? Not anymore. You're cooked too. That's crazy. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, there's a lot of things to do in New York. Vanilla Sky was done in New York. Let's talk about that. Ain't nothing to do in Michigan. Like, look at this. There ain't nothing to do in Michigan. Imagine, there's nothing to do in Michigan. I've never heard that ever brought up in a conversation. That I swear, I get so triggered every time you speak about Michigan in a positive light. I don't know. It's just a reflex. It's like a code word. It's like I'm the winter soldier, and talking positive about Michigan, especially as a vacation spot, it just makes me chaotic. I cannot. Michigan is basura. There's no one on God's green earth that would pick Michigan to hang out to instead of like Columbia. There is no talent in Michigan. There's no female talent in Michigan. It's hankering for that cherry pie. Okay, yes, I like cherries are like one of my favorite fruits, top 3 fruits. What about Arkansas? What is in Arkansas? What is in Arkansas? There's no one on God's green earth. The only people that would genuinely go to Michigan are like people that live in Eastern Europe and Latin America that are given like a green pass to come to the United States, but they have to remain there on some like loony stipulation, contract stipulation type stuff. Other than that, no one is going to unironically choose to go to Michigan as a vacation spot over the south of Spain. Like, come on. We're not having this conversation again. All right, guys, let's go to Ecuador. Nah, I want to go to North Michigan. Tons of beauty. Let me see. Oh my God, Arkansas. Let's talk about Arkansas. Arkansas. Things to do. Oh my God, this is weird. Like, this is so strange. Okay, Arkansas is a New York state. I didn't know that. I thought it was in England. Um, it's known for its abundant park and wilderness areas with terrain encompassing mountains, caves, rivers, and hot springs. The rugged Ozarks region in its northwest has hiking trails and limestone caves such as Blanchard Springs Cavern. Blanchard Springs Cavern. Sorry. Its capital, Little Rock, hosts the Clinton Presidential Center, housing Bill Clinton's presidential archives. Nobody cares, by the way. Would you go to the Caribbean? Absolutely. He said Arkansas hot springs smacks. So would you rather go to hot springs in Arkansas versus hot springs in Japan or Hungary? That's not a question. That's not a question. This is not a question. This is not a question. No one in their right mind will go to the hot springs in Arkansas over Japan. That's not a question. That is not a question. That will never be up for debate. Never. America, like, listen. America is great for making money. New York is a wonderful place because you can meet anybody there. But the thing is that, like, vacationing, yeah, this is not the place to be, for sure. Let's see. What else is in the United States? Arkansas also has cousins getting married. You see, like, that's some weird stuff. Like, why is that a thing? Unemployment rate 3.8%. Okay, fair enough. So people are working in Arkansas. I'm going to be working there for like 6 months starting February. Are you serious? Where? Arkansas? Listen, at least you're in the United States. All right, what other states are there? Let's look up Chicago. Things to do. They have the Bean. Everyone takes pictures in front of the Bean. Like, who cares about this? Like, there ain't nothing there in Chicago, man. What is in Chicago? An island. Oh, okay. Oh, in the Caribbean. Very nice. And about Hawaii. Hawaii is extremely expensive. Chicago has Derrick Rose. We're not talking about the Bulls. We're talking about, I guess that counts too, right? Some were New England for the Revolutionary history. Oh my gosh. I guess, right? But one thing about Hawaii is that it's very expensive. Hawaii has a Whole Foods on it. Did you know that? In Oahu, in Waikiki, because it's right next to Ala Moana Mall. I remember I was there when they had it done. They have a Whole Foods in Hawaii. By the way, the locals cannot shop there. Let's talk about it right now. The locals, the Hawaiian locals, like the real Pacific Islanders that were on the island first before all the colonizers and all that, they cannot afford Whole Foods. They live on the far side of Oahu, and it's a lot of poverty over there. Let's talk about that. In Hawaii, the whole tourism in Hawaii is fueled through the exploitation of the locals, of the Pacific Islanders there. Dead serious. Hawaii is full of crap. I'm so serious. Hawaii is full of crap. Warm weather all year round, but it's full of crap because it's just exploitation of the locals over. That's what's going on over there. The luau's are just basically the locals, the real natives, dancing in front of the tourists that don't know anything about the religions or their schools of thought or anything. Dead serious. They're just there, and then they just there to eat. They don't know about ube. They don't know about taro. None of that. I'm telling you, they don't know about the Pacific Islands. They don't know about the Maori tribe. They don't know anything. It's just exploitation at its finest. I love the real natives. I went to go, and then they tell you when you rent a car in Oahu to don't park your car in the impoverished areas in Hawaii because, you might get robbed and whatnot. When I went over there, they were very cool, by the way, just to let you know. Yeah. Hawaii is not it. I'm telling you. Hawaii is very expensive. And even expenses aside, It's just that you're just getting a very, and then there's a lot of Americans over there. I mean, look, Hawaii is part of America. Technically, it was annexed by America in an illegal referendum. Let's just call it what it is, right? Because they were already occupied by the U.S. military when they issued the referendum on whether Hawaii should be officially annexed into the United States. So anyway, that's that. But there's a lot of American women that are over in Hawaii. There's a lot of overweight in Hawaii, by the way. I'm telling you, Hawaii is not it. And like I said, like I told you, the United States is just not it, man. I said this. No one wants to listen to Sombra del Piso, man. They just think I just talk. They just think I just chat. I just chat for no reason. When the reality is I was there. It's cooked in Hawaii. The only good thing about Hawaii is the weather. And if you're not making chicken in Hawaii, it's over for you. Let's just go right now. 1-bedroom apartment in Oahu. I'm about to finish you guys off right now. I'm going to show you guys how expensive it is in this place anyway. And it's not even worth it. There's no talent in Hawaii. I always get pissed off. Man, but you have never been to Michigan, Brother Bear. I'm never going to Michigan. Let's see. Okay. Finding a 1-bedroom in Oahu, particularly Honolulu, right, which is Waikiki, where Waikiki is, involves navigating higher costs. Expect around 1,800 plus average. Unless you own a business in Hawaii, it's very hard to be able to afford that. The only talent in Hawaii are the natives, the Pacific Islanders. And by the way, because I put foot to ground, because Sombra del Piso has been to Hawaii. I went to Hawaii 3 times, right? The natives are not going out. By the way, the prevalent mindset of a lot of the Pacific Islanders that live in Hawaii, the Pacific Islander natives, is that if you're not Pacific Islander, you're on the other side. Like you're just there to basically partake in the exploitation and not actually help Hawaii. And so they're not messing with you. That's really how it is over there. They're the most beautiful over there because naturally they're a little darker. They're just beautiful. There's a lot of overweight over there because there's a lot of fast food restaurants in Hawaii. Let's talk about that. And then of course the spam, because they like the spam meat, which is horrible for you, by the way. Yeah, there's no female talent in Hawaii. Just because they're walking around half naked does not mean that there's a prevalence of talent. I can attest to this. They're not. And then the talent, that's what he said. That's what I thought. Is it easy to get to the places? It is. You just drive. The island is small. You could do the entire island of Oahu, for example, in a day. It's very, very small. It's very, very small. And then there's just some places where there's expensive restaurants that are just in the middle of nowhere. And it's just no talent. There's just nothing in Hawaii. I'm telling guys, I explored. I used to just drive. I wasted so much money because I idealized Hawaii once upon a time. I wanted to live there like a moron. And there's a lot of drugs on the island too. And the people that move there, the Americans, especially the American girls that go over there, they take a lot of drugs. There was like some girls like out of their minds. I used to occupy Hard Rock Cafe in Oahu. No talent in the Hard Rock Cafe. Overpriced food in Hard Rock Cafe. There is no point, I swear. Hawaii is not it. Hawaii is not it. Let's see. So yeah, 1-bedroom apartment, 1,800 USD a month plus. Honolulu housing is 199% more expensive than the US average. It's so unless you are doing something insane, like it's very hard to live comfortably in Hawaii. All right, Kapolei. I think I'm getting it confused with Maui because Maui, for some reason, I'm thinking of Kapolei, and Kapolei is north of the island. Kapolei in Oahu is like, I forget where this is. But let's check out Hold on. Okay, I know where this is actually. Like, look at this. It's just expensive, man. Hawaii, actually, the only other state I've been to, and a lot of things remind me of North. No, everything reminds you of North Michigan. I'm not even going to argue with you. He said Hawaii reminded me of Northern Michigan. Like, talk about delusional. I'm telling you, the dude is delusional for sure. What in Hawaii reminds you of Michigan? This guy's delusional for sure. Okay, yeah, look how expensive. It's 2,300 USD a month to have a one-bedroom apartment in Hawaii, man. Stop playing. Oh my gosh. And there's nothing going on in Hawaii. He said you need 300K a year to live in Flint, Michigan. And then what is going on in Flint, Michigan besides the bad water? Oh, 900. Oh, you had 900 a month. 900 a month in this apartment. What's this? Where is this at? And you're in Honolulu. No mames. Wow, it's a nice place. I mean, it's a normal place. And then of course you have to have a car in Hawaii. You can't just be walking around like we're doing here in New York. Do you like bologna sandwiches? No, I like putting people in the black box. You should have trained my MMA because now I'm coming for you. Okay, good. Hawaii got spam sandwiches though, just like Northern Michigan. Anyway, yeah, 900 a month, that's easy. But in Hawaii, oh, and this place got 2 stars of a review out of 5. Hawaii, everywhere got spam sandwiches. You know what else has spam sandwiches? Japan. Like, come on, man. Yeah, Hawaii is not it. Hawaii is not it. Guys, I want you guys to think twice. Anyone that's been thinking about going to Hawaii, I don't think that you guys should go. If you have income to spend like that, then go, just to say that you've gone. But it's not worth it. I'm telling you, it's really just a waste of money. Let me see. Airbnb. We're gonna look up Airbnb prices. Japan doesn't cook the spam though, dog. Yes, they do. Some of them don't. Some of them do. What? And the meat is bad anyway. Why are you even eating spam? Hawaii is thank you. David, welcome back. Yeah, Hawaii is super expensive. I'm going to put in random dates, you guys. Just to show you guys the Airbnb prices I was about to say Japan, in Hawaii. It's going to be from March 1st to the 18th of 2026. Let's just say one guess. It's just going to be Somewhere del Piso, right, for example. What's going on, AE? What's up? What's up? When you look at what you made in the shitter, does it remind you of North Michigan? Yep. That's how I feel. All right. No. I meant oops. I meant Honolulu. Let's do Honolulu. My bad. Let's change that up. Yes, it is. I got friends. I need a bag to spend. That's what I'm saying. There's no talent in Hawaii. There's just no point in going over there. Homie, this guy's just talking. Anyway, it is $1,900 to stay in. Yeah, this place is super expensive. Look at these prices. Hawaii is a waste of time. This is what I'm telling you. I told you this. The United States is just not a place that you should travel to for vacation. It's just not it. I'm telling you this. There's just no point. There's just no point. And he said, you better buy. You better buy. What does that mean? Like you meant BUY. He spent all of his experience points on MMA skills, and he didn't learn anything about language comprehension. This guy. What's going on, Nikki? How are you? Also depends what part of the island you say too. Usually, if you're gonna go to Oahu, what is it? You could do North Shore. There's another one. It starts with a W. And then normally people stay in Honolulu, because that's where it's at. You're only making it worse, brother. It's brother. You must have never had a burger in rural Kansas, then, brother. He spelled it correctly, this guy. Best views in the world. Oh my. I think you're just rage baiting right now. There's nothing worth doing in the United States. There is nothing worth doing except getting an apartment here to say that getting citizenship here. That's it. To make money. That's it. What is your question, Mr. Ever? Nikki, how are you? There is nothing in the United States. There is no talent in the United States. Now, I could see it in YouTube and say I've been to Hawaii. No, I've actually been. I have pictures and everything. I've been on 3 separate occasions. The first time I went was for the Kingdom Hearts Philharmonic. And this is when I was dumb and I thought Honolulu was in New Zealand. And I was excited about going to New Zealand. Then just to realize, oh, it's in the United States and it's in a state called Hawaii. Then I went there. I'm like, oh, it's super hot. And then that's when I was riding motors. I rode a moped around in Hawaii. And I was going everywhere on the island with that moped. And then I decided to upgrade. I went back to the United States. I learned how to drive a motorcycle, got my motorcycle license. And then I came back to Hawaii just to drive a motorcycle. Got into an accident. Life was good. Right? Honolulu, New Zealand. Summer del Piso is dumb for sure. Show us your money. What? I have some Armenian money if you guys want to see that. Nice. Where's your next trip? David, oh, you don't know. David, we're going to Bulgaria in 2 days. I'm leaving to Bulgaria in 2 days. We're going to Sofia. We're going to Sofia in 2 days. First, I'm going to Vienna, and then we out to Sofia. We're gonna be there for a couple of days. Someone from YouTube is gonna be coming with us. We're meeting her. She's coming from Prague, so we're gonna meet up in Sofia. She's getting her own Airbnb. Obviously, I'm gonna drive around because Summer del Piso is nice. And then we're supposed to be doing snowmobiling together, skiing, restaurant hunting, and all that kind of stuff. I wanted to go to Belgium. Belgium is not even it either. Belgium is kind of basura. I'm gonna call it what it is. First of all, not only that's the home of the EU, which is the craziest supernatorial government to date, right? But 2, there's just not a lot of things to do in Belgium. There you go. You got to go live. Yeah, we're going live. I have a camera, all this kind of stuff. Leonard just doesn't stop talking. This guy's just actively on the internet. He said, this guy is the Black Andrew Tate. Well, no, I'm not, because I'm not overly obsessed with sex. I'm really not. Also, I don't think I have enough. I don't even have enough financial capital as this guy. I think he's much richer than I am. I think his fighting skills are higher than mine too. I did kickboxing a lot, but I'm sure he was a champion at something. So yeah, no, we're completely different, me and him. And I don't have a brother that's close to my age. So there you go. Loving the Czech talent right now. They're down to earth. There's a lot of talent in the Czech Republic. This is what I know that for sure. I can't confirm it because I've never been in the country, but yeah, for sure. And I'm sure this is what it is. You see, you're not going to see this type of stuff in the United States. The United States, people from Michigan, they're the type you're going to be in a restaurant, and God forbid you are speaking too loudly with your friends. They're the type to complain behind your back about someone being loud, and then if the restaurant staff doesn't do anything, then they're going to write a bad review to the restaurant. That's what an American does. That's what Americans do. No people from no other country do this type of stuff. Only Americans. He said, I wouldn't dare fight you over my Northern Michigan views, but I'd die on the hill. And you're going to be the only one dying on that hill. Only one dying on that hill. Thinking that Northern Michigan is the best spot. I want to visit Rome one day. I've never been to Italy. I'm going to be honest. I'm not super excited to go over to Italy anyway. I know there's a lot of talent in southern Italy. I do not doubt it. Not for a second. There's way more talent in Italy than there is in Hawaii or Michigan. For that, Michigan is not even on a list when we talk about global talent. Let's just call it what it is. There's more talent in Puebla, Mexico, than there is in goddamn Michigan. Look at Charleroi, Belgium, beautiful. Then you go there, Mr. Michigan. Have fun. I'm not going to Belgium. You're not going to see Summer del Piso wasting his money to go to Belgium. Prettiest place in Europe. You don't know that. You haven't been to Georgia, which is very beautiful, northern Georgia. You haven't been to Kazakhstan. That's Central Asia, but still. Armenia is beautiful, right? That's a beautiful country. You haven't been to Serbia. Serbia is a beautiful country. Yeah, you just don't know. Michigan, you don't know. You here just promoting cherry pie and goddamn Michigan. Like who? No one cares about Michigan. No one. I've never heard anyone in life say that they want a vacation to Michigan. No one. No one is going to Michigan. Nobody. Nobody. There's no talent in Michigan. There's no talent in Michigan. There is nothing to do in Michigan. No one goes to Michigan to find a wife. No one goes to Michigan to get enlightened. No one, nobody. There's nothing in that waste of a state. There's nothing in there. There is no chicken to be made in Michigan. What a waste. What a waste. What a waste. I will die on that hill. That Michigan is just a waste of I will never travel to Michigan. I will die on that hill. There's nothing to do in Michigan. I would rather walk in I would rather work in Robledo, Medellin, with my wallet out than go to Michigan. That's how trash Michigan is. He said Terry Crews is from Flint. Okay, that's the one stellar thing from that. Because I like Terry Crews. That's good. But still, Michigan is trash. Like, can you imagine, guys, imagine somehow I'm like super suggestible, right? And I changed my plane ticket. I'm like, guys, we're not going to Bulgaria anymore. And you're gonna be like, oh, okay, Sombra, where are you going? Are you going to Prague? Because, Daniel pitched the idea, Daniel Vazvani. Where are you going? Nah, guys. I gave up my ticket to go I gave up my Bulgaria ticket to go to Michigan. I mean, you guys will still be supportive. I could see you guys realistically doing that. But yeah. Bro, tell Terry Crews Northern Michigan is uglier than Europe. I will tell him that. Anyone on earth would say that Europe is way more beautiful than Michigan. That's not even a question. That's not a question. Have you seen the architecture in Georgia? Have you seen the mountains? No, not the architecture, because the architecture is a little questionable in Georgia. The mountains in Georgia? Have you seen, and you haven't even been outside the United States. Michigan? He has never been outside the United States. Talking about Michigan is the best place on earth. You have never been outside the United States. You don't know. You have no other reference point. Have you ever been to Spain? Like, have you ever been to, what's the other countries? I forgot where I've been. Vienna. Vienna's more beautiful than goddamn Michigan. And Vienna ain't even all that. Poland is more beautiful than Michigan. He said my ninth favorite. The number is getting lower and lower. Zillion, I have a question. Look, listen, man. I changed up everything, Mr. Zillion. Check this out. He said I hate Vienna sausages. That's not even Viennese. Like that's crazy. That's not even Austrian, which is crazy. That's how much you know because you don't go outside the United States. Imagine. I'm not going to Bulgaria anymore. I just changed my ticket, Zillion. I'm going to Michigan instead. How do you feel about that? I'm going to spend all my time in Michigan. Forget skiing in the Dinaric Alps. Forget going snowmobiling in the Bulgarian wilderness. Forget going and trying out Bulgarian food. I changed my ticket. I'm sorry, Zillion. We going to Michigan now. How do you feel about that? Like, how do you feel about that? Do you feel, is that good? Like, do you think that, I'm living my best life? Do you think that that was a good decision to have made? This is what's happening in 2 days. I'm going to Michigan instead. Let's just go to Chirac. I'm kidding. We're still going to Eastern Europe. What a waste. Mexico is, first of all, in my personal opinion, I think Mexico is the best Latin American country to go to. Yes, leadership has changed radically, but still, Mexico is it's the safest Latin American country to go to. Someone tried to violate on the train. I remember months ago, it was this year, right? He said that he's from Ecuador. He was saying Ecuador is safer than Mexico. I was like, whoa, what Mexico are we talking about? Mexico, North Sentinel Island? Because Mexico is actually, I'm telling you, I didn't have problems with the police. The police were very kind to me in Mexico. But of course, you have to learn. If you don't know the language, then maybe it's just a different thing over there. But the police were very kind to me in Mexico. They allowed me to take pictures with them. I accidentally went on the autopista without paying, and then I needed to leave and pay, obviously. And I told them, listen, I didn't know I had to get a card or anything to pay. And so I said, listen, I have some pesos if you want. And he's like, no, it's fine, because you need the card. So he's like, no, it's fine, just go. I'm telling you, Mexico is the waviest Latin American country on the planet. There is no other country, Latin American country, that's better than that. Everyone likes going to Colombia. I'm telling you, Mexico. First of all, they are more educated in Mexico, and there's a lot more range of talent in Mexico. Let's call it what it is. Outside of America is when I felt like a man, not just a black man, but just a man. I don't feel like a black dude in any other place. I know I'm dark skinned, but I don't have those thoughts. But I get what you're saying. Zillion, have you ever had a Vienna sausage? That's not Viennese. Like, this guy doesn't know any. You haven't even been to Vienna. Like, you haven't even been to Austria. Like, come on. This guy, man. Have you had like real Viennese sausage? He has been lying. That's why I'm not listening to him. That's why I'm listening to him anymore. Oh, you mean I'm not? Jay, I'm not lying. I mean, I don't know. I feel like you don't listen to me anyway. St. Lucia, the Caribbean. Caribbean is wavier than goddamn Michigan. Yeah. Have you been to Japan? Don't ask. Northern Michigan has been nowhere outside the United States. So that's a silly question. He doesn't know anything about anything else, anywhere else except Michigan. He's never been outside the United States. Talking about he doesn't like Vienna sausage. A Wiener Schnitzel, you know what that is? You know what bratwurst is? You know what the veal schnitzels are? Like, he doesn't know. He ain't never had that. He's talking about cherry pie is the best thing on earth. Went to Hawaii 2 years ago. Hawaii technically is annexed into the United States, so it doesn't count. Hawaii does not count. They use U.S. dollar over there. They don't have their own currency. It's the U.S. dollar. They have a Whole Foods in that country that you say. Like, come on. Now Hawaii doesn't count. Crazy Spam Sandwich is there, same as Michigan. He has no idea that you get better Italian food in Japan. He doesn't know. He doesn't travel. He's talking about Hawaii is outside the United States. Talking about Spam sandwiches. He likes Spam sandwiches, but he doesn't like Vienna sausages. The ones that he knows. The ones that are in the can, by the way. Not the real Wiener Schnitzel. The real bratwurst that he's never had. He ain't never had Austrian food. Never had Austrian food ever in his life. Never. Talking about cherry pie is wavy. Like, what are you talking about? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Yeah, in Japan, they don't cook. You don't know because you ain't never been to Japan. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. You've never been to Kyoto, Tokyo, Okinawa, Kawasaki. You've never been. Inaka, you've never been. You have never been. He must be because he has me triggered. He does this all the time because he keeps talking about Michigan. Michigan sucks. Michigan sucks. No one is traveling to Michigan. That's not a famous vacation spot. A Colombian living in poverty in Colombia will never choose to go to Michigan. Never. Even if they were promised U.S. citizenship. Because Michigan is just that trash. I can't wait for Japan. And there's way more talent in Japan than Michigan. We don't even want to go there, but let's talk about talent. There's no talent in Michigan. There's none. They're overweight in Michigan because it's the United States. Let me see. O overweight, obese percentage in Michigan. Terry Crews from here. We don't care. Best actor alive. No, he's not, by the way. He's really not. Like, have you ever heard of Eddie Redmayne, the British bloke? British people are blowing American actors out of the water anyway. But you wouldn't know that. You ain't never been to England. Zillion, what are you talking about? Yeah. Oh, 36% of people in Michigan are overweight and obese. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. Michigan consistently ranks high nationally for obesity, often in the top 20 states. Yeah. Look, this what's going on in your little state. Nobody cares about Michigan. Look at this. Hold on. What else? Terry Crews is great because he withstood Michigan. His greatness stems from leaving Michigan. Exactly. The talent and he doesn't know. He doesn't know. He doesn't imagine. That's what I'm saying. Once you travel outside of the United States, you realize you can't just settle for an American woman. You just can't. You can't because there's just nothing there. Ain't nothing there. Let me see. The women. This is just a dumb prompt for Google. Beautiful women from Michigan. Let me see. Let me see what they're gonna put. Now you see, they don't even know. They don't even know what to bring up. There's no talent here. Ew. No, I'm good. There ain't nothing here. Your car was. I don't have a car. I don't have a car. Yeah, there's no talent in Michigan. You can keep staying in Michigan. That's cool. That's cool, dude. You stay there. You can stay there. Me, I'm gonna go to Bulgaria. There's more talent in Bulgaria than there is in Michigan. Michigan garbage. I'll stand on that hill. I'll die on that hill. Why no car? Because I live in New York City. I don't need a car. I really don't. I'm gonna rent a car when I go to Bulgaria, because I want to go to the other cities without any impediments. But yeah, this guy has never been outside the United States. Talking about. Wait, I'm from New York. Zillion, you didn't know? I'm in New York City. It's where I live. Ya regrese. ¿Cómo estás hoy? Estoy bien. Ya estuve trabajando en la oficina y ahora estoy luchando con un gente sin censo, sin cerebro funcionado. Él me dice, Michigan es el mejor lugar mejor del mundo. Como un tonto, bro. No mames. I never heard some stuff like that in my life. It's crazy. What's going on, Amy? What's in Bulgaria? We don't know. There's you can ski. There's a lot of history in Bulgaria. There's what do you call it? Food, all this kind of stuff. There's a lot of cities, and I get to go to North Macedonia, which I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna go to Turkey, and I realized something. I was going through pictures the other day, and when I was in Kosovo, which by the way has more legacy than Michigan, let's call it what it is, like every other country in the world, there's this huge store in Kosovo that have a whole bunch of items from all over the world, all these food items. They even have gummies from Turkey that don't have pork gelatin. I'm thinking about bringing my big luggage just to go to Kosovo and just do a shopping spree in that goddamn place. I think I might just go back to Kosovo, Pristina, and just do a shopping spree. I'm gonna go to Skopje, do my thing, blah, 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 and then it's gonna be an hour to Pristina. I'm going to go to Action, because that's the store's name. I looked at my pictures because I was there, and just buy so many things. So many things. They got roasted chickpeas from Turkey in Action. Sombra's about to go nuts. He said, I respect your passport. You got to. You got to. What are you going to do in Bulgaria besides watch your back? Oh, because of the gypsies? No one's going to rob me in goddamn Bulgaria. Eastern Europe is safe. THC gummies. Nope, I don't smoke. I don't do any of that silly stuff. What say you about Costa Rica? I heard it's one of the best places to surf and hike in the world. I'm going to say that. There's this girl I knew from Costa Rica. She was very nice. You call them ticas. Las mujeres de Costa Rica se llaman, ¿cómo se dice? Ticas. No estoy fingiendo, la naranja es azul. ¿A dónde? Me gustan los perros. Hola, hola, ¿cómo estás? Cost of living is great, of course. Thank you, Drew, for the $2 donation. My man said, hold on. My guy said, Michigan ain't it. And that's, we know that. That's not even a question. This guy is arguing, I don't know. You can't, the guy only exists in a house saying that his house is the best thing on earth. And he's never been outside the house. Dude unironically said that Hawaii is outside the United States. Yeah. Cost of living is great. This is what I heard. Oh, I read that already. But this is what I heard anyway. Costa Rica is nice when in regard to cost of living. But anyway, I'm gonna have you hear that, Michigan? You ever heard of North Macedonia? Let's look at Skopje right now. The squad, 6'7". That's sweet. What was I looking up? Skopje. The capital of the Republic of Macedonia. Doesn't that name trigger Greeks? Like the fact that they're putting Macedonia in the name, like that's just triggering. Is it safe to go to Skopje? It was gonna be fine to go to Skopje. Is Macedonia friendly to the Americans? Yeah, sure, why not? Oh, so there's a lot of gangs in north of North Macedonia. Okay. Is Macedonia a poor or rich country? I think it's pretty poor, isn't it? My Greek friends call the whole North Macedonia Skopje. I heard they don't like there's a lot of beef with these guys. Bulgaria doesn't like North Macedonia. If there's black people there, then no, you won't be safe. We got another fool that's never been outside the United States. He doesn't know about any of the history of Eastern Europe. He doesn't know that people are more afraid of Roma gypsies than they are of black people, by the way, because if there are black people over there, most likely they're paying into the tax system because through sales tax and all that kind of stuff because they're tourists, which lend more to the government than the natives of that place themselves. Except Roma gypsies, they come to steal. But he doesn't know that because he doesn't travel outside the United States. He's just used to the narrative that they push here, by the way. This guy. The first Chinese dynastic family was black. But they don't know this kind of stuff. They don't. I think they just are conditioned by the media and whatever the media tells them about black people or whatever race, they just go along with it. And they know nothing about history. They don't travel outside the United States, nothing like that. So it's like, come on, we don't, come on. If there are black people in Eastern Europe, you got to watch out. You know, if there's black people in Eastern Europe, that means they're paying into the tax system because there's no such thing as a black Serbian. I mean, they could be, but they're not Serbian by blood. They're Serbian by citizenship. But he doesn't know that. He doesn't know. They don't know anything, really. They don't. They just talk. All right, Skopje is going to be kind of wavy, but we're going to move through Skopje. We're gonna move quickly through Skopje. Oh, last great point, and I'm serious when I say this. You haven't had great Italian food unless you had... No, okay. So you're saying that North Michigan has better Italian food than Italy? Or New York, for that matter? Because New York Italian food is wavy. You're too smart to entertain some of these folk. I know, it's just fun. You can't just be smart. You have to be entertaining as well, too, Zillion. So we have to set the record straight. Sometimes. But I do get your point. Bro, we have like double the Olive Gardens as New York. And you see now this is what Zillion was alluding to. You are too smart to entertain some of these folk. The dude unironically said again, in addition to his first comment saying Hawaii is a country outside of the United States. That's number one. Strike number one. The dude number two said we have way more Olive Gardens in Michigan than New York, which proves that they have better Italian food. That's his argument. Yo, we're cooked. We're cooked. We're cooked. And this is why we need to get our passports and travel outside the United States so we don't have to deal with comments like this. The dude unironically said Olive Garden is valid Italian food. And because they have more Olive Gardens in his isolated state than New York, then it makes sense that they have better Italian food. Yo, we're cooked. We're finished. We're finished for sure. Yeah, you good. Michigan, you got to go to sleep. You got to go to sleep. What I want you to do, I swear, if I ever make it big, I will, I'm telling you, I will pay for your ticket to go outside the United States. And then you're going to change that name and everything. We're going to take you to, where's talent? Serbia. There's talent, way better talent in Serbia than there is in Michigan. That's not even a effing question. He said, have you had the bread in Olive Garden? Yeah, you got to go to sleep. He gotta go to sleep. You got to go to sleep. This dude is not referencing bread from a chain. A chain. Italians don't even respect Olive Garden. It's over, and I don't even know Olive Garden. I've never went into that restaurant. No one has ever I have never brought a date. It's insulting to even conceive of the idea of bringing someone to an Olive Garden, to a Cheesecake Factory, to a Red Lobster. Like, why are we thinking about this? He said local Italian spots naturally are way better. I have a couple Italian spots in my head right now. Man, I might be wrong. Yes, you are definitely wrong. Real foodies I've never heard, no. Del Frisco's is just overpriced. That's another chain. I used to work for Del Frisco's down in Wall Street. Carmine's, that's another chain. Carmine's is another chain. It has like 3 in New York. 2 or 3. We're talking about like the obscure spots where they're making pasta by hand. I used to work in a place where they were doing pasta by hand. Nobody like olive in here. I love olive oil, real olive oil, but not Olive Garden. Bro, comparing Olive Garden is saying like Domino's is Italian. That's what I'm saying. He don't know. He doesn't, because he's never been outside the United States. And I knew it. I knew it already. I knew it. When you have never traveled outside the United States, you think that America is really it. I'm not gonna lie. You can make a lot of money in America. You can get away with a lot of stuff in America. America has a lot of money, and so you could entertain a lot of delusional mindsets in the United States for sure. But when it comes to culture, when it comes to like things to do, yeah, America gets blown out of the water by every other country. The dude said Olive Garden is Italian food. Yeah, we cooked in the United States, guys. I never walked into an Olive Garden. I'm not even kidding. I've never even been in an Olive Garden. Like I just know it's just cooked. Like, why would you go in there? Sardinia, I was supposed to go there with an ex, by the way, to have a long, long talk. But it was the year that I went to Mexico City. Summer, did you eat at Camden when you were in London? Yes, I did. First of all, London's fire spots to eat. Greenwich. There's some spots in Earl's Court Road. South London got the spot. Of course, Brixton has the West African spots. And we know you've never had West African food. The jollof rice, the egusi stew. We know you never had that. Can't go wrong with Mexico. Guadalajara, I need to go over there. There's a lot of talent in Jalisco. And you see real Mexican food too. You see this, and this is why you gotta get out of the United States, because you're not ever gonna have stuff like, unless, listen, you come to New York, you'll have a lot of these cuisines, because they have real Mexican food in New York. They have real African food in New York. Horizon is still here. He's just not here right now. He's in school right now. But yeah, Michigan, man. It's time to get you outside the United States, man. It's time to get you outside the United States. Because I'm telling you, the United States is a prison of ideology. And it has people blindly following. Like my friend. I love my friend. This dude is from, I've known him from high school. Hold on, give me 1 second. Okay, my bad. I love him. I've known him since high school. The dude, I've known him for 20 years actually. I've known him for like 20 years. He was solid. Now he lives in Texas. He's like super American, like pro America and whatnot. He thinks, oh, every time I tell him about 2026, let's go. I had to take a picture. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Crypto. Thank you for that. That's a lot of gems. Send another one. Thank you. Thank you very much. He when I told him, yo, man, I was in Eastern Europe. It was fun. He's like, yeah, Eastern Europe sucks. Them MFers are poor. And I'm like, yo, how ignorant do you sound? How ignorant do you sound? Eastern Europe is poor, and so that's a reason for you not to go to that area. And lo and behold, he has never been outside of the United States. Never been outside the United States. I think he said he went to England, but we already know England is a carbon copy. Unless you go into like Manchester, north of England, and Newcastle and whatnot, and then you explore the obscure parts of London, then it's gonna be a carbon copy of the United States for sure. He said you're a stellar dude. I like just hearing you talk. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Crypto. Thank you. I try my best. Because sometimes I just get passionate because we have these guys coming in saying some asinine information. They're spreading some crazy information. Who has better NoFap, USA or Europe? It gotta be USA. I'm gonna tell you something. You're okay. And I think I don't know if you unironically asked that question too, or you actually want to figure out an answer. I'm gonna say this. In Europe, they play around too much in Europe. My friend from Georgia, like I have the chef in the kitchen in the Georgia restaurant that I work in. He said Amsterdam is not the place to go. He said it's a high rate of grooviness going on in Amsterdam. If you guys don't know what that is, it's a lot of man-on-man action that's going on in Amsterdam, right? Boom, Sam said it correct. These guys would take a lot of drugs in Amsterdam, and then an hour later, they just start getting wild. And that's the thing in Europe. Like these guys do a lot of crazy stuff in Europe. Like licking each other's ears and all that. You know, kissing each other on the nose and whatnot, grabbing the back of each other's necks as a display of masculinity. And listen, I grew up in New York City. We don't really do that. Don't get me wrong. I will respect your customs. When I was in Georgia, I was giving dudes the triple cheek kiss because that's what you're supposed to do. In Albania, I was doing the same thing. Serbia, I was doing the same thing, and I will do that. But when it comes to like you grabbing my neck, like the back of my neck, and then I'm not, no. And that's Europe. Europe, they're very like open like that, and that's not. And they watch, what is it? They watch a lot of adult film content in Europe. Poland, they watch a lot of adult film content, I heard. There's a lot of that femboy stuff that's going on in Poland, right? Russia, actually, and I looked this up because remember, we talk about semen retention on the channel. There's been a rising rate of pornographic material viewing in Russia. Even though Russia, they got a lot of talent, and that's not even a question. That's not even a question. There's a lot of talent in Russia. These guys are not very controlled in Russia. Crypto, you see, I'm just not talking. This is true. So the thing is, it's just there's a lot of lack of control in these places. That's the only thing I don't really like about Europe because listen, it's a beautiful culture. They have wonderful things to do and whatnot. Thing is, man, it's just they're a little too free over there. And I don't think discipline always does well. So you did not spill seed in 2025? I cannot say I didn't. Because I was in a sexual relationship. Live is low-key informative because, yep, thank you very much. Zillion used to violate. Now he's a believer, right? Thank goodness. But yes, Europe has a lot of voyeur fappers. These guys have too much fun in Europe. And this is what's going on in Italy. Let me just pull up an example because I'm getting passionate over here. Let's talk about the facts of Italy, right? We got shouted at in life, right? I did hear about Anthony Joshua's car crash and the unfortunate passing of his two friends. I heard about that. Everyone has, I think. The facts about Italy. These guys, if you want to make money in Italy, which, by the way, these are two words that are not really used in the same. This is a sentence that you won't hear a lot, making money in Italy, because it's not very easy to do that, especially if you're a native. You would have to reside in like North Italy and then hopefully get like a corporate job. There's not a lot of money to be made in Italy. In South Italy, right? There's a lot of they're much more traditional in Puglia, Bologna, Sicily, Napoli, all those kind of places. They're very traditional over there. The thing is that there's no bread to be made in South Italy. All of the young people are leaving every single semester in college in droves because one, Italy is part of the EU. Two, Italy is not making a lot. There's not a lot of money to be made in Italy. And three, because they're part of the EU, you can go to like Germany, France, which has a higher money-making potential. You can make more euros in those countries, right? And four, Italy has a lot of seniority in the workplace over there. Meaning, you could be a master of graphic design. You could have graduated magna cum laude or whatever in like this prestigious Italian graphic design school. And if you work underneath a person, they will never promote you. You will never make a lot of chicken in Italy. That's straight up. Also, these guys believe in like hours of breaks. Like, oh, Americans always love to work, this and that. But they taking breaks for like 2 hours, lunch breaks, 2 hours. Drinking wine. It's crazy in a work day. They're drinking alcohol during the work day. This is what they're doing in Italy. And then we have the ambitious person, remember, on a diet of American social media, all those memes, 6ix9ine, and all these rappers and all this kind of stupidness, right? And they see themselves achieving much more things, and so they're trying to be ambitious, but they're caught in this lazy ass system that is Italy, and so they move, they go elsewhere, and now they're complaining that there's a disappearance of their traditions. But all in all, my main point is that they're lazy in these countries. Portugal, they're lazy in Portugal too. They're lazy over there as well. They don't like to work. They love their breaks. These countries are beautiful, and that's the problem with a lot of these beautiful countries. They find every reason to not work. It's crazy. Let's see. Facts. I met a lot of Italians that moved to Toronto for work. Yeah, what's going on? And that's a thing. Happy Days speak about their holiday package in Italy. It's crazy. Does ejaculation lower your immunity? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Makes you more susceptible to illnesses. And you see, that's something that will never be promoted in Europe. Maybe you are low-key having me promote some of the positives of the United States. You are. I say this, you must have the disciplines of places like the United States and South Korea and whatnot, their work ethic, and then learn to relax a little within Europe. I think that's what it is. Barney says, it's easy to run an economy on half work days if someone else is funding your national defense. And there we go, which is, by the way, Barney has said something wonderful because he's now alluding to how the EU processes stuff, right? First of all, countries like Italy, countries like Poland, countries like now Hungary too, are receiving so many subsidies from the EU, right? The thing is with Hungary and Poland, they are receiving a €1 million fine every day because they are holding the line from the illegal immigrants entering their countries, which I think is a good thing because it definitely influences a lot of things. It's groups of people that don't understand your way of life and are not interested in assimilation. that are forced to come in your country just because you want access to the single market from the EU, and then you want all the benefits thereof of the EU, right? Which, yeah, I agree. Poland is W Poland. But the thing is, Poland has become a strong country in the past 2 decades because they've been receiving a lot of subsidies from the EU government. And now the EU is asking them to pay, to have immigrants, and they don't want to do that. I think that's a little unfair, but hey, it is what it is. I remember we worked with a contractor that was remote in Italy. The joke was we could rarely get a hold of her because she was always on break. This is what they do in Europe. Europe is for vacation. You don't go to Europe unironically to make chicken. That's just not what happens. That's just definitely not what happens. These guys love their breaks because they're gonna call you American because you want to complete work, a simple assignment in a day. This is how it be in Europe. Let's talk about Albania. Let's talk about Albania. It is a surprise that country is the most visited Balkan country currently in this year, in the past couple years. But which is funny because I had a whole argument with Albania versus Serbia, but I'm gonna mention it later. But in Albania, I don't even understand how the servers in Albania are making chicken like that. I really don't get it. And the German and Dutch work ethic are very strong. You're absolutely right. Yes, you are correct. Germans, especially. In Albania, I could be a server, right? I wake up early. I got to open the restaurant in Tirana, right? Because remember, Tirana, the capital cities are the only places that you're making the most chicken because everyone visits the capital. Imagine you are a waiter in a restaurant in Tirana, and you have only so many tables because there's only so much space in the restaurant. You got these goddamn Albanians coming in the restaurant and drinking coffee. They just have one cup of coffee for 2 hours. No tip. How is anyone making, and they're just chilling there. And that's a culture. Drinking coffee all day. No mames. I've never heard. That's why I feel uncomfortable in places like that. Because I'm just like, yo, I got to be doing something. The one good thing about, I work with Albanian steel fixers. They're killing it in construction, bro. Yes, because they put each other on. The Albanians and Polish people, they're the people that put each other on, for sure. And Mexicans. They put each other on. They put everyone on, for sure. Once an Albanian finds out you're Albanian, you're getting put on. Even when you're not Albanian and you know the culture, and you call them out that they're Albanian, you get put on as well. That's a fact. The thing is, I'm telling you, there's a lot of rest that goes on in that culture. They're sitting around drinking coffees all day. I can't do that. I cannot. That's number one. Number two, I mentioned this on stream, right, the other day, right? I didn't know it was like that out there. I plan on visiting Europe. Visit Europe. I'm telling you, they love their breaks. The thing is, Albanian loves their coffee and Serbians love their cigarettes. Nope, Supreme, you can't do that. You can't do that in Albania. You can't. Because the moment you do that, that means that you are now, who are you? Like, why are you putting up a rule like that? That's anti-Albanian. Like, who are you? Are you American? Like, you can't do that. They have to the restaurant owners have to chill and let people drink coffee all day. No tip. The check is like 1,000 lek, which is like $9 after 3 hours of sitting down. No, listen, I would love to move to Albania, but you have to have a remote job. You have to have an online business because, and there we go. They're smoking OD in Albania. Like, come on. All day, no tip. I'm not kidding. You think I'm joking too. I'm not kidding. I drove all around this blasted country of Albania. I went almost everywhere. I didn't go to Vlora. I didn't go to Berat the first time, but I went to Berat the second time. And I could have explored more of the little places. But I remember I would be in the middle of nowhere trying to get gas. They have like a little restaurant area, and you just see a whole bunch of Albanians just sitting down. They got all the coffee cups from the amount of coffee they consumed since they sat down are left on the table. They just look around all day, speaking all day. All day. It's crazy over there. Barney, I read that, yes. The thing is with Japan, they are working too hard and their economy has been stagnant for the past couple decades too. So there's a problem with that. Lunch for 30 minutes, that is short because we have an hour lunch here. What was I going to say? The whole Albania-Serbian argument, by the way, I was in the latest time I was on vacation, I was in Albania. Remember to visit the girl because she was on vacation too from New York. So we went out with our friends, right? We had a little talk. Restaurant owners can say they are pro making money. Come on, bro. It's crazy. So I went out with our friends, right? And very predictable lunches, supreme bread, deli meat, cheese, peanut butter. You see. So let me finish, right? So we go out with the friends. We have this dude, right? Proudly Albanian. He said Albanian genetics are like the best genetics out there. So I'm like this. Okay, listen up. I think that Albanian women are beautiful. So I said that because of course the girl was there, right? And she's very beautiful, by the way, right? But I'm like, if your genetics were so superior, how come you guys are not really qualifying for any Olympic event? Like the Albanians are never in the Olympics. Like they're not playing basketball, they're not playing tennis, right? But I don't want to say it. I said your ops, the Serbskis. Not only, by the way, Serbia is the most hated country in the Balkans. I want to let you know that the Bosnians hate Serbia, Croatians hate Serbia, Montenegro wants to separate themselves. Like when I went to Montenegro, these guys said, I said if they're speaking Serbian, they're like, no, we're speaking Montenegrin, even though it's the same exact language. They want to distance themselves from Serbia. Albania doesn't like Serbia. There's a lot of countries over there that do not like Serbia. We know that, right? By the way, Serbia is the richest country in the Balkans. They have a lot of foreign investment, and they're not even part of the EU. They do have deals with the EU, though, but they're not part of the EU. Eventually, that's going to be a thing. That's number one. Number two, if we're talking about genetics, these guys give us a run for our money in volleyball, women's volleyball, and what do you call it? Men's basketball. Remember the last Olympics? Remember we were facing, the only challenge we had in the Olympics was against Serbia. We almost lost. We almost got kicked. We almost lost basketball. But then Steph Curry pulled up, right? Serbians have a basketball league out there. They have a basketball league in Albania too, but Serbia's basketball league is way better. Like these guys are ready to go. The Serbskis are wild. Then Novak Djokovic, what's his name? Djokovic. That's the top tennis player of the world at one point for years. Serbian dude. We have Jokic, Serbian dude. Like the Serbskis are everywhere. Stop! I'm telling you, those guys are wild. Those guys are wild dudes. There's a lot of talent in volleyball. Have you seen the Serbian women's volleyball team? Yeah. Let's just call it what it is. So I said, listen, it's good to have pride for Albania, but to be honest, the Serbskis are wild over there. I don't know what they're doing in Belgrade, but they're wilding out. I'm going to show it what it is. Was it median salary in Tirana, right? It is 850 to 1,000 euro, right? That's the median monthly salary. Oh, sorry, median monthly salary. Sorry. Median monthly salary, but it's correct. It's 900. Sorry, it's increased 950 to 1,150 euro a month in Tirana, right? That's the capital of Albania. So that we're gonna do the same thing, but for Belgrade. What? Nah, that can't be it. That can't be it. No, that can't be it. It's saying that Serbia Serbia is richer than Albania. Nah, whoa, that doesn't even make sense. Hold on. What's going on in Tirana? I don't know what's going on in Tirana. They're doing average. I said median. I said, that's crazy. I guess they're making chicken in Tirana, but this is average, so that's wrong. That's what I thought. It's wrong. Belgrade has way more foreign investment than Tirana. But that's that. There's that. There's that. I went on a whole tirade of Europe. But all I'm saying is that you don't go to Europe and make money unless, like people stated earlier, you go to Germany. I guess you go to the Netherlands, or you work in a bank in Switzerland or Luxembourg or Liechtenstein or whatever. Remember, even just because you accept the euro currency doesn't mean that you're going to be up there. Remember, there needs to be a reason why people are spending euro in your country too. That's the thing. Like people have to go over there and actively spend money. And the Bulgaria has accepted the euro. They have all the menus I saw in Sofia have the euro sign. They have the Bulgarian lev and the euro sign, which, by the way, if you see in any Eastern European country, the euro, yeah, they're going to it's gonna be expensive. Just FYI. Except Kosovo. Kosovo has some good prices though, which is why I'm excited to go back and I'm gonna shop till I drop. Dead serious. I'm getting all the food. All the food. I'm bringing everything back to my goddamn apartment. You don't even know. What else was I gonna say? What else was I gonna say? What else was I gonna say? Yeah, that's the only credit I'll give to the United States. You work a lot, but you can make a lot of money in the United States, and then you can go to Europe and chill. Salary is pretty lackluster in Germany and Netherlands, though. Work ethic is high, but working for longer than 40 hours is frowned upon. You got to do what you got to do. But the thing is, remember, there's a lot of creative ways to make money now. He said, I want to go to Bosnia, hopefully next year. I could have explored Bosnia more. I went to Sarajevo, but I was only there for a day and a night. I was like 24 hours. The food was all right. Everyone hates me. Okay, that sucks. He said, who told you that lie? Oh, from in Germany? Like Georgia, these guys love, I mean, they work a lot. They work a lot in Georgia. But remember, there's not a lot of money to be made in Georgia. People who retire in the U.S. cry out. Yeah, because they lose chicken. If you retire in the U.S., it's hard to live in the United States on a U.S. pension. Yeah, even if you even have one. Bro, I was in L.A. in October, just gone. I was actually blown away at how L.A. is mad expensive. There's nothing really to do over there. That's what I'm saying. That the United States is not it. You lose so much money and you're doing nothing, and there's no culture. Versus, how much did I pay for this ticket to go to Bulgaria? Under $800, and we're about to have the time of our life. I'm gonna make sure I spend good money on a car with good snow tires. Pension, such a lovely word that's hard to find these days. Once I work my way up for this in the state job, I'm gonna have access to one of those. By the way, that's coming soon to DVD. I just want to let you know that. I'm eventually gonna go back to Indonesia to probably be an entrepreneur. The opportunity is huge, and the entrepreneurship is coming there. Yep, Indonesia's good too. China's very underrated too. They make chicken in China too. In certain places like Beijing, Shenzhen, Chongqing, some places. But you know, a lot of China is a little poor and rural. But yeah, there's chicken to be made in China too, in some places. Yeah. Most of the Chinese, I think all of the Chinese customers that came to the Georgia restaurant, like you can tell, like there's calibers to them, as with everything. But usually, like the ones that have a lot of money to spend, like they buy so much wine, like it's absolutely insane how much they drink. They drink so much and they tip so well, like it's crazy. It's so crazy. And their sense of humor is nuts. It's like Nigerian sense of humor. Chinese women are notoriously the most financially secure in tens of Asian women. And this is let's get to the degenerate stuff, the talent, the talent. Let's talk about the talent. I think that, like I've been saying on the live streams, I think that especially here in the United States, we really don't know what talent is. I don't think we know what real beauty is. I don't think so, especially when it comes to women. I don't think we know. We have part off China. Like a lot of people like, oh, Asian girls are not my thing, da, da, da. And then they have never seen the talent that can come out of that part of the world. I'm telling you, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Shanghai, like Chinese women are very, very good looking, especially from the country, because they're on their diet, not having like they look amazing. It's number one. Then you don't even if you want the Russian type Asian women, you can go to Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Mongolia, where they speak in the Paruski. I'm telling you, it's just we know, and you're not really seeing this in en masse here. Vietnamese women are beautiful. He said, "What are you most into aesthetically?" If I think they need to be svelte, like they need to be skinny, but they have to have curves, which is definitely it's very common. It's the Russian build, the Ukrainian build, the Ethiopian build, the Senegalese build. It exists. It's just that it's very hard to find. I mean, it's not too common. He said more freedom in reality despite less freedoms on paper. What did Christians say? Christians laughing. But I'm telling you, that's what it is. The American build, like in the United States, he said, I'm gonna write this down. In the United States, these women are huge. And they have a whole group of women that look just like them promoting this type of diet and lifestyle. And saying that we are the problem if we don't accept that. That's at the finish line. After you've done your thing in the United States, you worked hard, you studied hard, incurred debt if you were doing a graduate degree program, paying for your own stuff, got a second job, finally got a car, take care of yourself, you're going to the gym, you're doing your compound exercises, the triumvirate, the squats, deadlifts, and bench press. You're doing that actively. You're doing some calisthenics so you can have the true strength, doing your cardio. And then at the end of the line is just someone that's overweight eating Chipotle. Angry, by the way, at nothing. Because they're United States citizens. It's crazy. We are cooked in this country. I promise you. I promise you. We are finished in this country. Bro, you need to hit the sports outlets in Eastern Europe. Sports Vision. Oh, okay, hold on. I'm looking that up right. What did he say? Sports Vision. They sell Fred Perry and Sergio Tacchini. Let me see this. Hold on. Sports Vision, Bulgaria. Yeah, we're gonna see this. I'm going there. Hold on. It's a mall. Oh, look. I gotta translate this page. Hold on, because they got the Cyrillian alphabet in here. Okay, so who cares? Oh no! Okay, hold on. Let me see. Where is it? Is it in? They got one in Sofia. Yeah, we're checking this out. Hold on. I'm gonna mark it on the map. Thank you for putting me on. We're saving this in the Bulgaria spots. Where's that? Bulgaria 2026. Thank you very much. 3 jobs, 4 hours of sleep. I can afford an old Kia Soul. Yep, I'll make it. It's crazy. Let me see. Sommer, I encourage you to try Singapore. Asia is next year, Mr. Vasvani. So we got this. Bro, you need to hit these. Yeah, I saw that. There's certain pockets of Toronto that have some fine Eastern European women. I met one from Slovenia, and see, that's where it is. Canada, I heard, is cooked, by the way. But she thinks she's your equal, even if unaccomplished because of her lady parts, by the way. When they travel, they go to Aruba. They go to Cabo. They're not really going to the real places. I go to the one Romanian. I do most of my shopping in Romania and Moldova. I don't think I can go to Moldova. Let me see. Can Americans visit Moldova? I don't think so. Oh, we can. Oh, we can enter Moldova. Yeah, we got to go over there. Well, one day. I know they speak the Paruski over there. It might be wild. And Nike Shop in Eastern Europe always has deals. Yeah, I'm going over. Oh, so we have it on the list. We're going to Sports Vision. He said, I only like to visit. I would never live there. Yep. There's a lot of weight in the United States. I don't think you guys truly understand. There's a lot of pride. There's a lot of weight in the United States. A lot of people are walking around in the United States angry and stressed. They have anxieties, even though the United States is one of the safest countries in the world, with one of the places that have the most money making potential. And you could speak out against your government without fear of being jailed, right? Versus some Eastern European women that actually came from war-torn countries like Kosovo or Serbia when Serbia got bombed by NATO, or like when these countries were making a transition from the Soviet Union in Eastern Europe, in Latin America. I'm telling you. And they don't walk around with these chips on their shoulders. A lot of physical weight here too in the US. Oh, of course. Of course. Of course. Of course. It's a lot of weight. They're allergic to the gym. They don't want to do calisthenics. This is how it is in the United States. This is how, and England, Western Europe is cooked. The only place with a lot of talent, I will have to reluctantly say, is Spain in Western Europe. You can even come here, get SNAP benefits, and scam the country out of billions while politicians pat you on the back for being a bedrock of society. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I could quit everything right now and live on benefits. Was it Section 8, SNAP you said? Was it EBT? They don't have these things in other countries. They don't have this. We can't go to Bulgaria. And if you wanted to just suddenly study, go do your bachelor's, if you make around a certain amount a year, then the government will subsidize your entire study. Traveling does make me appreciate some things about the U.S., but I'm still trying to live abroad at some point. Don't get me wrong. I will have my place in Eastern Europe. I will have my place in Eastern Europe. I will. It's just that, I have to work a little harder first. I have to be a bit more creative. But yes, Supreme, you said it correct. We're cooked. This place, they complain so much about things in the United States being expensive and whatnot, not understanding that we have access to so many. Opening a line of credit, like in Colombia, you can't just do that. I mean, they have credit cards in Colombia, but it's a lot of things you can't do. A lot of things you can't do. And I'm telling you, we are pretty lucky to be, if you live in like Western Europe, or if you're born in Western Europe, Canada, or the United States, you're pretty lucky. It is expensive in New York, I'll tell you that. I think I'm doing well because that's now we get to a higher tier. When you become sexually disciplined, when you start to cut down your habits that don't really bring any true value to you, then you start to save a lot of money. Singapore is extremely unique for talent, insane work ethic. I saw this woman that one brunch that came. She was from Singapore. I'm telling you guys, we really don't know anything. He said, you can do it. I'm looking at dual citizenship for myself in the EU. I agree. I think we should all be doing that. Anywhere the zeitgeist believes in the sanctity of the individual. Yep. I think that's the place to go. Yeah, bro, we are blessed, but we need to be strong because there are more distractions. In Europe, you're absolutely right. And in the United States, for sure. Let's talk about that. Habibi, we're going to talk about that right now. Let me just read what Supreme said. Supreme said, yes, we have massive fiscal opportunities in America, but females are raised more traditionally outside the U.S. Yep, you said it right. Utilize your economic opportunities here, advantages here, and then outsource family. That's basically how it is. Semen retention is definitely essential in anything. You need to master your sexual urges so you could have an understanding over, you can have a control over spending habit and the proclivity to ruminate, which will cause you to spend more money frivolously and unnecessarily. That's really what it's about. That's really what it's about. Seriously. And then of course you'll turn into a specimen. There are a lot of distractions in the United States. A lot of people, unironically, like in this neighborhood, people are still willing to go out on Friday night to the club and pay hundreds of dollars for a table, listening to loud music. Everyone in the club, most people in that club do not work out. They don't go to the gym. They drink alcohol excessively still. People are still doing this. They're paying times 5 the price for alcohol in the club to try to attract low vibration women that are overweight and drink alcohol excessively. This is what's still going on in the United States. This is what's still going on in the United States. It's absolutely crazy. This is what's still going on in the United States. We are still spending money, a crazy cover charge, and this is the same in Manhattan. We're not just talking about like the minority culture. We could talk about the supposed high society. You know, the people that are a bit more affluent. People in Manhattan are still paying exorbitant amounts of money to gain access to a club where there are people that don't work out, but they drink excessively. That's insane. And we're thinking about taking them seriously. We are cooked in the United States. I promise you. I promise you. Let me show you a real ways. I have a friend with 2 jobs. The paycheck for one of his jobs is delegated strictly to entertaining women. Yeah, it couldn't be me. There we go. There we go. He's out of his mind. If we are still using dating apps in 2025, in 2026, you are cooked. If we are still drinking alcohol and paying the inflated costs for alcohol outside just to be social, you are cooked. If you have 2 jobs and you're spending your time and energy on one of those jobs for which the money received from that job is strictly for entertaining women, you are finished. And you have a lot to work on. Dead serious. Dead serious. Dead serious. See, my ideology, what did I even say, is that money I could spend like £200 a weekend on BS. I save that, then fly and travel 4 times, usually 2 city breaks. There we go. And at least 1 long haul. I'd rather travel and network, and that's what it's about. But you have to do sleep retention so you could read and learn more information so you could be interested in more things. The subconscious mind, when fed information, will serve you in moments that you wouldn't even expect. I'm telling you, you have to read. You have to become smarter. You have to become more intelligent. You have to become more disciplined. This is why sleep retention is so essential. Save your goddamn money. We are cooked in the United States. I don't think we understand. This is really a place to just make money. New York, I like New York because there's a lot of places that you can eat. A lot of places are open. There's a lot of things you could do, all this kind of stuff. But listen, I'll enjoy myself in Europe. The fact that and they're delusional in Western Europe, especially in colleges. In Portugal, when my sister, mom, and I went to, where is it, Coimbra? Coimbra? Yeah. We had the college students writing on the walls, "Oh, F tourists," not understanding that if we left, college will be 1,000,000 times more expensive. Your GDP will be crap. Like I don't know if they understand the economics of these countries, especially the fact, F us, we're helping you guys pay for your EU subscription. Like, why are you saying F us? He said, make the bag, then compound the bag. And that's what it is. That's a challenge. Yeah, bro, I'm on to mastering the semen retention. I'm on the way to becoming a sensei. That's what you have to do. Keep going. He's saying, Supreme. They're saying F Americans. F tourists. Barcelona was on the same the same type of timing. F tourists. Where are y'all getting your money from if we leave? How are you guys are making no chicken in these countries. And the chicken that you are making, you're paying a whole bunch of it to the EU. So they can tell you what to do with your borders and your country and your laws. F tourists, all we're doing is coming in and we want to try the paella. We want to go to what's it called? ¿Cómo se dice la parte sur de España? What's it called? The south of Spain? Shoot. What is that called? I'm thinking of Antioquia, but that's Colombia. What is it called? With the bullfighting? I forgot. But we just want to go over there and check it out. Tell them if we leave, they'll have to be fishermen. I'm telling you, there's no chicken to be made. Can you imagine if there was no tourism in Italy? SR without the other groundwork is also pointless. Habibi, also look at the other aspect in life that steal your focus, and that's very true. That's very true. Yeah, bro. The only place I'm interested in is visiting Spain. Andalusia. Andalusia. Thank you. The Andalusia region, which is south. Yes. Yes. Andalusia. Can you imagine if these countries did not have tourism? We actually listened to them and they had no tourism. They would, there's nothing these countries will fall apart. By the way, they have all these sanctions on Russia, but they're still purchasing their oil from Russia. FYI, the EU still purchases oil from Russia, even though they have a whole bunch of sanctions on the country. Crazy. Without tourism, the only ones making money in Italy will be the fashion houses selling internationally. You think Giorgio Armani, when he was alive, God bless his soul, was making money from the Italians? No. Making money from like the Chinese, the Japanese, the Americans. Not making money from... Giorgio Armani was not making a lot of money, is not making, because I'm sure the house is still being run. But he was not making money from Italy. Like Armancio Ortega, which is the chairman of Inditex, which is the holding company for Zara. He's not making all his money off of Spain. He's making money everywhere else. That's really what it is. And this is what I've been telling these guys. Like, immigration, yes, okay, that leads to mass immigration, illegal immigration leads to a lot of crimes because they don't want to assimilate and all that kind of stuff. And they're not paying into the tax system really because they're not citizens, right? But these guys are also, they're not part of the culture, they're not doing anything. Chinese tourism is big, and we don't want to talk about that too. These guys spend money in Hermes. Let's call it what it is. They spend the money in Hermes, Bottega Veneta, Brunello Cucinelli. They're going wild. And we don't talk because we don't know this stuff. Because we're worried about stupid celebrities. We don't look at the finances and the economics of what's going on in the world. Bro, number one consumers of big brands like Hermes are the Chinese. Look, we're on the same wavelength. We're on the same wavelength. They have chicken. And this is what I'm telling you. The people that are from Beijing, they're spending money. They're stimulating the economy. For sure. For sure. It's a lot of chicken to be made in China. A lot of chicken to be made in China, in some places. Told you. Chinese customers are spending a lot of money. They're signing checks with the Mont Blanc fountain pen. So help me, what have you studied in college? Because it seems like you know what you're talking about. Because I'm saying the same thing you're saying. Chinese tourists spend a lot of money on Prada, Miu Miu, which is the subsidiary of Prada, still held by Richemont, right? I think Prada is one of the only brands that are not part of a huge conglomerate like LVMH and what's the other one? Kering, which owns like Alexander McQueen and Bottega Veneta and all that kind of stuff, Balenciaga and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, there are a few brands. Tom Ford, by the way, I mean, that's good high quality clothing, but it's just, I don't know, man. It's just very, listen, I wouldn't say I'm broke, but I'm going to tell you guys this right now. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to speak candidly here, if I could speak candidly. If I buy a pair of chinos from Tom Ford, I'm gonna have to save my money for the rest of the year. I'm not going on anymore. I mean, for all of next year. No more vacations, all that. Tom Ford is extremely expensive. Extremely expensive. You guys don't really know. It's like on the same level as Loro Piana and Brunello Cucinelli and Hermes. Tom Ford is up there in price and quality, of course. He said, I'm finishing my master's, but in my early days in uni at Canterbury, my whole class was people from Hong Kong. Okay, so he knows. So he's paying attention. And congratulations on your graduate degree studies, by the way. I didn't go to graduate school. I just did my bachelor's. Chinese people are into giving luxurious gifts for business. We don't understand this. I'm telling you, we don't understand this. The only area I allow myself to indulge in designer stuff is with fragrances, Ralph Lauren, when I see a good deal. We all deserve, like that little coat I bought. I spent nearly $1,000 on that shearling coat. He said Tom is very undervalued, great brand, great quality, but not aggressive in marketing. You're right, because he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to. First of all, then he sold the brand. He sold it to Estee Lauder, right? He doesn't even he let go of autonomy of that brand, Tom Ford himself. What I noticed is that in the US, you pay a lot more for designer, to be honest. Not necessarily, because a lot of foreigners come to the US to buy designer. Brother, nice to see you're out of prison. Never been in prison. I've been in booking, but this is a conversation. I don't know if you're at the level to have. He said, I love a certain cologne brand from Hungary. Great stuff. I wasn't trying to go. I only went to Lidl's in Hungary. I wasn't going from store to store. What's going on, Malene? I wasn't going from store to store. I actually went to Lidl's just because I wanted to get a newspaper so I could do peruse the news video, which I haven't released yet. I had to release it for you guys. I haven't perused the news in Hungary. I have to let that go. The U.S. is brand of store versus brand of clothing as a standalone. Wait, can you re-explain that, Gato Negro? Yeah, there's a lot of chicken. We don't really understand the Chinese culture. We really don't. And you have to go to the country to truly understand it. Which is why I'm excited. Next year, Somer Del Piso is gonna try to take a trip to China next year. I feel like you're a Dunhill sort of guy, bro. Simple but classy. You're right. I'm like a Emmanuel Gilno Zegna type of guy. Like, I like my muted colors. I do like my yellow. Yellow is my favorite color, but I wear it with like muted colors. I like fitted clothing. My pants, I like space. All that kind of stuff. I don't wear jewelry. I'm very minimalist. Now I've become very, very minimalist. I've changed up a lot. I was never ostentatious, but I was just all around the place and I didn't really care about the fabrics of my clothing. And now that's changed up a lot. Last I was in Budapest, I was wearing Paco Rabanne Porom and got a lot of great comments. It's like a $20 bottle on Amazon. I wear like some Zara perfume, cologne. Muted is the way, and that's what people don't, I'm telling you. Like me, like I have, like the shoes I have, I bought Golden Goose sneakers the other day. I'm not bringing that to Sofia because it's gonna be snowy and the shoes are gonna get ruined. I have like some Oliver Cabells, which are like these orthopedic Italian leather shoes. I'm very like I said, I'm very muted. Like my outfit for the airport is gonna be a turtleneck, that shearling coat. I'm gonna bring my chinos with the pants break, wear my Oliver Cabells. Like I'm very like, I'm telling you, I'm very like chill now. Very chill now. Very, very chill. I understand you can't open a business in China as a foreigner without massive red tape, especially as an American. And you must have a Chinese partner, yes. What did you get for Christmas? I don't know. I didn't actually get anything for Christmas, to be honest. Golden Goose is not for long walks and standing. We have fashionistas in the chat. Who knew? Who knew? Thank you. You don't walk a lot in Golden Goose. I wear a subtle silver bracelet and a watch. That's it for Julie. I just wear this. This is the Apple Watch Ultra 3. I spent like $800 on this or something like that. Bro, listen, you need to use oils. Go check the Arabs for the small oud or musk bottles. You don't have to spend big money to smell good. You know what's funny? I have an Arab shop right next to my house. I just use it for the shea butter lotions, but they have a whole bunch of scents. I just never thought of doing. I don't know. I'm gonna start getting into that. But I'm telling you, this is I'm telling you, this is what I'm gonna promote on the channel too. Of course, we talk about semen retention, but this is like men's level up channel. So we're gonna talk about fashion. We're gonna talk about economics, all that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm about. Like this, I'm a very chill, very muted type of guy. That's really what I am. I'm not wearing like stuff with logos all over it. You wouldn't see that unless I'm wearing Fred Perry. But I'm not an ostentatious type of guy. You're gonna see me with very, very muted stuff. That's really me. That's really me. Nah, that's really it. And then of course, the reason why you see my hair grow out, guys, it's not a lot. by your standards. But I'm waiting until Wednesday. I'm gonna go to the gym, do my last arm day for the year, and then I'm gonna cut off all my hair because I'm not gonna be able to cut my hair when I'm over there. He said, name a good men watch for style and price, but low-key statement for those that know. Citizen. Citizen. Citizen is great. Emporio Armani. The bartender at the Georgian restaurant has a really nice Emporio Armani watch. It's a beautiful green. It's like it's metal, but it's a beautiful green on the face. It's great. But Citizen and Emporio Armani, by the way. I gotta give Oud another try. I formed my opinion a long time ago. Yeah, Citizen is a good shout. I love that we have fashionistas in the goddamn chat, man. We have fly boys in the chat. They last a good. I've never had a Citizen watch. I just have this. Give me 1 second. Oh, there's someone knocking on the door. Now, watch is Seiko. Seiko is nice too. Do you like Chinese food? I don't eat Chinese food. American Chinese food? No. Real? There's a restaurant. It's Taiwanese. A Taiwanese restaurant in Flushing, Queens. The best food, best Asian food I've ever had. Let's call it what it is. You have the Ultra 2, Ultra 3, baby. Let me show you how this has the new face. It's so great. It's so cool. It's so cool. I love this. The battery life is high. It's waterproof. I love this watch, man. This watch is amazing. Them vintage flea markets in NYC must be a goldmine for the hidden treasures, which I need more time to look through. There's one, I have a spot. I'm not going to share the spot. I got a lot of stuff that I used to wear, that I was wearing in Serbia, that kept me warm in Serbia, that I got from the flea markets. And you're paying like the hat, what is it? I have a gray hat from And Other Stories. It's like this nice gray hat. It was worth $60 on the website. I paid $2 for it. APC is nice. Acne Studios. I'm about to finish you right now. Ryan, check this out. Where is it? This is a beanie. Acne Studios. You know how much this is on the website? It's worth like $140 something. I paid $30 for this. APC has wonderful jeans. I purchased a Tag Heuer 2 years ago and brought it back. It's nice, but I felt it wasn't worth the money. Nice. And it's warm. It's like 100% wool. One thing about fashion that I'm going to talk about on the channel is that you got to make sure that you're wearing cotton. Make sure you don't wear any of these artificial stuff on your body because it's going to do stuff. All these things with all these dyes and whatnot. Make sure you have like cotton. That victory feeling when you get a deal with Sombra. Yo, dead serious. Which HBCU is your favorite? What is an HBCU? What is that? I don't know what that is. I bought this cashmere sweater from Banana Republic. Super warm. This is coming with me to what do you call it? What's this country called? Bulgaria. Someone said white is black man. Oh, because he hasn't reached that level of understanding that it doesn't matter what color you are, as long as you have access to the capital. You can buy whatever you want. You could go wherever you want. You can do whatever you want. He hasn't reached that level yet. But keep reading the news. You'll probably get there. Black college. Oh, I don't know what that is. I don't know. What black colleges are there? I really don't know. I've been in New York. I went to college here. I did A-levels in England, but that's about it. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't have a favorite. They'll probably be in Atlanta or something. How's that sad? I don't think that's sad at all. I just don't know any because I didn't have to. That stuff is in the South, exactly. Cashmere from Banana Republic and being black is off. You have a lot to learn, I'm telling you. You could buy whatever you want. I worked 2 jobs, graduated, traveled. I don't give a damn. Yes, I am white. I don't care. I really don't care. Shame on me. Why shame on me? The hell? I just don't know. I never had to know. You know? I went to school here. I went to school in England. Like I didn't have to know. As a Chinese person where Sholan is, they'll know. That's great. I don't know where historical black colleges, and I frankly, I don't need to know. Like, I don't care. What was yesterday's conversation? Supreme. Give me 1 second. Use the bathroom. Okay, my bad. I had to use the bathroom. Okay. Bro is literally being judged for not wanting to act ghetto. Welcome. This is the United States. Now we got. Let me see. Jesus loves you. Thank you. Sold out so bad he don't know who he while he looking at the mirror. I know exactly who I am looking at the mirror, and not knowing historically black colleges and universities doesn't change that. I'm a man of profound depth. I like to read. I like to do exercise. I'm athletic. I like to travel. I like to save money. I find purpose in working creatively and for the system, every now and then. I have a good range of friends. I could safely say I've met a lot of people, dated a lot of women. I'm good, man. And knowing some historical black colleges is not knowing that is not gonna change anything. Like, I don't care. He doesn't have to act ghetto to act more black. I don't think you know who I am. I like to read, but didn't read on HBCUs. I didn't. So, it's okay to if I believe in Jesus and Lucifer too at the same time. Well, Lucifer existed. The problem with Lucifer is that he just loved too much. He loved too much, and he felt that he was being betrayed by God. That's all that. So, people on different frequencies. Yep, that's basically what it is. He said, bro, you can't judge him because he doesn't want to act ghetto and he's uplifting himself in society. I've helped out in this channel. I've done consultations on the channel. But I don't know. I guess I'm not black enough, so who cares? Never mind. He said he gets more hoes. Definitely black as I'm not going to refer to women as hoes, but I think I'm a sociable guy. I think that I've traveled. I think I had a lot of experience. So, yeah. Hola, ¿cómo estás hoy? ¿Y qué tal te fue en Navidad? ¿Cómo estás, Puppet Mason? Yo tenía un buen Navidad. Ya tenía, ¿cómo se dice? Cena con mi hermana y su amiga de Turquía y sus padres en Harlem, porque yo vivo en la ciudad de Nueva York. Y hoy ya tenía trabajo en la oficina. He said, Huz, you skipped me again. I don't know. Bro, you can't act black if you're being black. Doesn't mean that you have to stereotype. Habibi, I don't listen to the moment he said soy homosexual. Okay, at least you're real, bro. My thing is this. Habibi, I quit trying to persuade people that I'm black. Like, who cares? Like, I don't care about any of that. I really don't. Guys, I'm telling you, I really don't. I truly don't. Do not care. I do not care. And what I want to teach on this channel is, regardless of what color you are, maybe you're black or you're from Mexico, you are not obligated to only partake in your culture just because you are of that ethnic background. That does not, you could do whatever you want. You can do whatever it is that you want. You are not obligated as a black dude to have to know black history and have to know HBCUs to prove your blackness. You don't have to be a stereotypical person of your culture or race to prove yourself as a constituent of that culture and race. You don't have to do that. You can do whatever it is that you want. And this is what this world doesn't understand yet. But it's slowly coming to pass. Slowly, which is great. Like, I'm not black enough. Imagine still having these conversations in 2025 when someone could create online businesses and a black person could live in Serbia and marry an Albanian that lives in Serbia. And you're black. And you have a child, and that person would be ethnically black and Albanian, but a Serbian passport. Like, this is the type of world we live in right now. And we don't get it yet because we're still caught up in this whole thing. I don't care about black. I don't care about white. All I care about is probably mastering Spanish a little bit better, learning some more of the Paruski, and exploring whenever I get to explore. Like, nobody cares about this stuff. Like, come on, man. Sombra del Piso does not care. I really don't. Guys, I'm telling you, I really don't care. I really don't. I'm gonna tell it how it is. I really don't. I really don't. Let's see. Imagine being so Neanderthal. They don't get it yet. They don't. But we are gonna get it soon. Don't worry. I think in like 5-10 years, the world's gonna change radically. We're gonna get it. Imagine unironically thinking, I just don't get it. Like, we had the girl in the chat. What's up, Mistro? Are you Nigerian? I'm part Nigerian. We had a girl that came in the chat the other day. She was like, "Oh, just say you don't like black women. Just because I said all American women are cooked and they're overweight. I said that black women in Brazil, I'll go and date. Black women in Eritrea, in Ethiopia, in Senegal, I'll go date for sure, or from those countries, because the phenotype is just completely different and the mindset is different. Like, I wouldn't date women from Ireland because they cooked in Ireland, like, or England. They're cooked in these places, and so, like, come on, guys, come on. They just don't get it yet. They don't get it yet. They live in the United States. They think that race is all there is, and that's just not it. Do you guys believe in LGBTQ? Bro, I've been engaged to a Romanian one. My DNA is going to shape the world over there. By the way, there's a lot of talent in Romania, but we don't know that. A lot of people don't go out there and we don't know that stuff. There's a lot of talent in Romania. There's a lot of talent in Romania. We already know Eastern Europe has a lot of talent anyway. Turkey, I was already saying this, we're supreme. Turkey has a lot of talent too. Turkey has a lot of talent, and we don't know this. Black blood, that technically depends on what you mean. You mean like they exist or like you support it? Well, that's a racist comment to say that I think that it's hate to say because you're so positive. It's hateful to say because you're so positive. I don't understand that hate is being pushed towards people for anything to save money. I don't get what you're saying, Tabitha. Turkey in the house. Let's talk about something, Supreme. My sister has a friend, right? We're not going to talk too much. My sister has this, we saw her again. Someone is reading, what's up, pretty things? It seems like you read the title of the live. My sister has this friend from Turkey. She's like in her 40s, I think, early 40s. Like, I'm telling you, the talent in Turkey, she looks amazing, by the way. The talent in Turkey is unreal. I'm telling you, I am telling you, we really don't know what's going on out there. We need to go out there. Telling you, just in general, we gotta get out the United States. The NYC, yeah, it's right there. You know? But yeah, Turkey is nuts. Because she is very beautiful. Like, I think I'm supposed to. We are not going to. I plead the fifth. Someone pleads the fifth. Shout out to NYC. We love NYC. Thank you, pretty things. I went to Turkey in 2014. Not gonna lie, they're welcoming towards tourists. Was she available? Yes, she is. She's very available. She is very, very available. She is very, very available. She's like tiny. She's like 5 foot, skinny, but curvy. Yeah, no. We are going to continue our conversation about disparaging the West. We're not going to go talk about Turkish women. We're not going to do that. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Supreme. Exactly. Where'd you meet her? Through my sister. We're actually, anyway. I'm a Black American. I'm going to Romania next year to see more. That's what I'm saying. Go, go. I went to Romania. I only went to Bucharesti and Therma. There were some women that worked in Therma, and they were very, very attractive. They're nice too. They're nice to talk to. I remember I had a good time in Romania because I met this girl in Romania, and she introduced me to her friends. We hung out for the rest of the night. It was really nice, really nice. She has a friend that's a numerologist. Yeah, that dude is cool. Istanbul. I'm trying to go to Edirne because Edirne is the closest to Bulgaria. So, it's a lot of talent, man. It's just, my point is we got to explore the world. Go explore Romania. Don't hang out in Lipscani. I mean, go there for the first time, but there's a lot of spots. Why not Saudi Arabia? Eventually. Is there potential for more? Yes, there is, but it's all down to me, and I just don't want to. I'm not gonna escalate it there. Do you worry about racism while traveling? I think, like, especially in Eastern Europe, people are just very curious about you, especially when you're in areas that are not the capital city. Like when I was waiting for the Albanian girl, like in Durrës, for her to get out the house. I was doing some Zehanor. I already told this guy, what's his name, Supreme, what I was doing. I was doing some Zehanort type stuff. You guys know Kingdom Hearts. I had my hands behind my back. I walked the entire length of the street, going around. I walked by a wedding. I walked by a restaurant opening. I walked by people just hanging out in the restaurant. And I was just getting grilled, by the way, because I'm the only dark skin over there in Durrës. And I'm just there with my hands behind my back like this. Very interesting fertile land here in Albania. I'm not even kidding. So you're going to get stared at, but for the most part, these guys are very cool. Yep. FYI, yes, go to Cluj. I didn't go there. I heard you got to go to Brasov too. I heard Cluj has the highest housing costs, more than Bucharest in Romania. I never even heard of that place. What's there to do in Saudi Arabia? It doesn't seem like the place to be, but I could be wrong. That's what I'm saying. I'll go. I don't know what to do over there either, but you gotta check it out. He said they treat black men like celebrities. I don't know if I felt like a celebrity. I just felt like I just was getting stared at, and then if you open your mouth, they open their mouth and they have a lot to say, which is cool. I won't lie. There was the only time I only felt violated once in Eastern Europe. I was coming back from Budapest, right? And remember, you got to cross borders. Remember, you can't just drive anywhere you want in the world now. They got borders now, right? So I was crossing back to Serbia, and the guy was like, hello, how are you? Because he's looked at me, I'm black. I can't speak Serbian. Hello, how are you? I said, dobro večer, gospodo, kako si, right? He was like, oh, dobra. A ti? I was like, oh, ja sam dobra. Hvala, right? Thank you. He's like, where are you from? Like, why are you speaking the Srpski? And I was like, I'm from the United States. He's like, what are you doing here? It's late. It was like 11:30. So, like I said, I was driving from Budapest. And he was like, we don't usually get Americans just driving by themselves in these countries. Like, do you know where you're going? I'm like, yeah, I'm staying in Belgrade. He's like, how long have you been there? Do you like it? He's like, that's great. Like, let me see your passport and everything. He stamped it. He's like, what do you do for work? He's like, I see you have a camera. And I'm like, oh, I do YouTube. He's like, what are you doing? They're the whole guard, by the way, the whole border guard is out there just like this. They're all listening, right? Because remember, remember, I was going to the gym way more, so I was a little bit more sculpted, right? So I was like, oh, I just talk about men's mental health. I talk about men's sexual health. They're like, what are you talking about? What do you mean sexual health? What does that mean? I said, I was looking around a little bit because these guys were, I'm telling you, I was just getting grilled, guys. These guys were just looking at me. Like, and then I said, I think that men should control how frequently they have sex because the more you release as a man, I think the weaker you get, and that energy could be transmuted to something else. They were like, I'm like, it's sweet. You guys don't know that yet. This is what I think. I didn't tell them that, but I'm like, remember, because these guys are all about tradition. They love drinking alcohol. They love smoking cigarettes. They love drinking like this heavy like liquor. They're not ready for the level of semen retention yet and transmutation. And whilst living in the modern world and buying Parenza Scoulet and they don't know about that yet. They're not ready for that yet. So I was like, yeah, this is what I talk about. They were like, oh, do you have fans? And I showed them my channel. They were like, this is when I was like at 5,000. They were like, 5,000? I'm like, I guess people like to listen to what I have to say. He's like, very nice. Why is it some woman came out of nowhere? Some woman came out of nowhere. She was a border guard. And she was like, oh, I have to pat you down. And then I look at the guy, and the guy's like, you got to get patted down. And he had a slight smile on, and I looked at the other guys, they were smiling. And I'm like, oh, snap. Why is it she had me get up against the car, and she's grabbing my thighs, she's grabbing my legs, grabs my stomach, grabs my arms, and then she's like, okay, you're good. I'm like, what are we doing here? I just got violated in Serbia. It was out of nowhere. It was out of nowhere. She just had me get up against the car and started grabbing my legs. I'm like, I don't have anything. I've been sober for 10 years, 12 years. Like I don't do any of that stuff. She just wanted to touch me. It was crazy. Dude, I'm telling you. It was because we were having a full-on conversation, guys. Oh, let's go. Rai with the $5 donation. He said, dropping gems. Thank you very much. He said that was on her bucket list for sure. Yep. Yo, it was hilarious. It was hilarious. I'm telling you. Then I was like, I was going to say it was that necessary. And I was just like, I just had a weird look. So I'm just like, this is strange. And then she had like long dark hair. She had the cap on. And she was like, oh, you are good. Thank you. You can go. I'm like, okay. Well, guys, if you want to follow Sombra del Piso, that would be nice. I wish I could I wasn't allowed to take a picture with them because, it's Border Patrol. You're not allowed to do that. So I went in the car and I just drove off. I was like, let me check if the black guy rumors are yo, dude, Supreme, we're having a full-on conversation. We're talking about the United States. We're talking about working out. They were questioning how I got 5,000, talking about sex. And then she just came out of the office and was like, I have to check you. I have to pat you down. I'm like, okay. What do I do? She's like, you can put your hands on the car. I'm like, okay. And I look at the guy, and the guy is like, you got to get patted down. And then the guy is like, she's grabbing my legs. I'm like, what is going on? I feel weird. He's like, I feel weird. And then she just stopped, and then she just walked off. Like, I'm like, you don't want to check the car? Like you don't want to check the car? I could be hiding stuff in the car, bro. It was crazy. She was trying to get you to fail SR. Well, of course, they I don't know. It's something about they got talent. There's, of course, I feel like the military or people that work for the police, you'll find the most talent there. Have you been trapped in a supermarket, but you bumped the cart and it was caught by SCP? Oh, that's kind of weird. Oh, Arthur, weren't you banned? But anyway, that was the situation. That was the situation. It was I other than that, because it was the answer to the racist comment. I don't really worry about racism. when I'm over there. I just like in Hungary, when I was going to Hungary, these guys were asking me questions too. Every border I went to, they were asking me a lot of questions. Like they were cool about it. So are you gonna call her? I didn't ask for a number. But they were very cool. Like they were very, very cool. Yeah. Like I'm 100% sure, guys. We're going back to Serbia. I'm sure we're gonna have a little thing there. We're going to North Macedonia. I'm sure we're gonna have a thing there. We're going to Turkey. I'm sure we're gonna have a thing there. I do not doubt it. I'm actually most excited to go back to Serbia because I promise you, when I cross that border to go into Serbia, I'm gonna park the car and kiss the ground. I'm gonna be like, yes, I am back in the land of the Serbskis. Let's go. I'm gonna be so happy. I wish I could have just drove. Like Belgrade is too far up. It's like 5 hours away from Sofia. But yeah, but I can't wait to get back to Serbia. I'm gonna kiss the ground. You said someone said George Floyd. Oh, you must be new here. But yeah. So that's that, man. I'm excited. I'm pretty excited to go back to this side of the world. Close, like I already designed the itinerary too. I didn't write it down, but first day because I'm gonna get to the Airbnb like at 12:30. What's the time difference in Serbia? It's like 8 hours or something. Let me just find out right now. Belgrade time now. Yeah, it's 3:28. So it's what is that? That's 6 hours. Sorry, 6 hours. Right? 6 hours. 6 hours. Why is it only six? I thought it would be more. Huh. Hope you have fun when you go. Thank you. I thought it would be more. That can't be right. Really? 6 hours? What? I feel like it would be more. That can't be right. I don't know. I don't know. This is strange. I feel like it was more because Serbia is like on the same line as Poland, and Poland is pretty far in Eastern Europe. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. Georgia, I think, is like 8 hours ahead. So does New York time, though. So does New York time, though. Yes. So, yeah. Romania to UK is 2 hours time difference. Yeah, because Romania is all the way over there. Like it's all the way east. What are your thoughts on the Czech Republic? I would love to visit the Czech Republic. I'm gonna be completely honest. I would love to go over there, but I just need to actually plan that trip. What else was I gonna say? Like I said, where Katerina is coming with us. She's from the Czech Republic. She's coming with us to Bulgaria, so that's gonna be fun. And we get to do the filming. I feel like it's gonna be fun. I feel like it's gonna be really, really fun. Hopefully, she's not too shy, so we can get some filming done. We get to have some real discussions. Is that wind or someone's knocking on my door? Tell her you just hold the camera. That's what I'm gonna tell her. But you know, you never know. People get shy. Oh, it's rain. You know all that kind of stuff. Oh, it's the wind. It's the wind blowing my door. It's pretty windy. You get to you get to use that. I already used the new camera. I have a video, guys, by the way, coming out tomorrow at 3 p.m. So stay tuned for that. That's a cool one. You get to see Sombra doing his thing. I think it's a good one. I'm very excited about the new camera. Guys, I have a camera bag, as you can see. I have my electronics bag. I should have gotten a bigger one, but it's okay. I'm bringing my laptop because I need to edit. Or maybe I shouldn't bring my laptop. I don't know. If I'm not going to bring my laptop, then I got to get another SD card. You're gonna have time to edit. You're right, Supreme. I don't really think logically, right? Let's yeah, I'm not gonna bring the laptop then. You're absolutely right. So this is the itinerary. I got into the conversation, but I didn't finish up. So I'm going to what's the plan? We get in 11 o'clock. We get in 11 a.m. I'm gonna go to the Airbnb after I rent the car. I'm gonna have to pick up Katerina, and then I'm thinking about going. I think either we might go to Serbia, because Serbia is right there. Let me find out real quick. Where am I? Where am I? Sofia, Bulgaria, to Serbia. It was like Nice. Yeah, it's like a 2 hour drive. So I'm thinking about going to Serbia real fast, doing our thing. Go to Serbia, have fun, and then coming back. Then that's gonna be the first. The second, I want to do skiing. We're gonna get all the snow stuff done. So the second, we're gonna go to Bangsko, do the skiing. It's gonna be fun as hell. We're gonna do that all day. Then come back, get some dinner in either in Bangsko or Sofia. We go to sleep. Third day in the morning, we have the 5 hour snowmobile tour. So we're gonna do that. Then we're gonna spend the rest of the day. We'll probably hang out in around Bulgaria. Then on the 4th, I'm trying to go to Skopje. I think I might take advantage of the morning. We're gonna do it early in the morning. Go to Skopje, have fun, and then go to Kosovo real fast so I can pick up my items. Because I want to go to Action and get mad stuff. Then come back to the goddamn country, right? Bulgaria. That's the 4th. The 5th, I'm gonna see if I can go to Turkey. I'm gonna hang out in Turkey, see what's going on there, because that's gonna be a long drive too. Then I'm gonna come back on the 5th. 6th, I'm gonna hang out. Maybe we'll find some place in Bulgaria to drive to, check it out. Maybe Varna, because I heard Varna is cool. Just to say I've been there. That's 6th. 7th, I might do some more hanging out in Bulgaria. Hang out. Then the 8th, hang out a little bit, find a good spot for breakfast, get prepared to leave. And then, of course, I have the layover. I have a whole day layover in Zurich. So I'm going to hang out. Isn't this Michael Glover? Oh, these guys are sweet. Slavic countries content. I already have some. Right, check the channel. Remember, because I already did Romania, Serbia, Montenegro, Bosnia, Albania, Kosovo. Like I did a lot of this part of the world already. I just didn't go to Croatia. Remember, the food portions are small. You want 2 to 3. Oh, yeah. Hello. Yeah, I'm not playing. Supreme, when I walk into restaurants, I'm always looking around. I'm trying to look at the plates. I'm like, okay, this is how much food they're serving. I'm going to order a lot of that. Don't forget the chorba soup, the tripe soup in the snow. It's the one. All right. There are car rentals that let you drive to Turkey. And so I spoke to the girl on Christmas and her parents, and she said, as long as you have an American passport, you should be fine. But of course, I'm going to ask questions to the car rental spot, just to find out the stipulations. So yeah, I'm very excited. I can't wait to go to Action, man. I'm so excited. I'm gonna buy so much stuff. What does this girl want? Damn, it seems like this is just a year of L's. Damn, that's cool. Yeah. So Daniel, I'm gonna ask questions. I'm just as skeptical as you, even though I heard all this information from these guys. It's so funny because the only problem I had with the car was in Georgia. Like I couldn't go to Armenia unless I had a visa, like a special paper. Rai a new sub. Let's go. Welcome to the team, my friend. Welcome to the team. And we will definitely be live streaming. I just want to let you guys know that. We will definitely be live streaming. Just want to let you guys know. We got Deontay Wilder saying, stay away from single mothers. That's crazy. We just losing in the United States, man. We losing in the United States, man. We just losing in the United States, man. I think this is just what it is. By the way, guys, did you hear about what happened with with the passport people recently? Where there's a passport bro that was caught sleeping with minors or something, or he's accused of sleeping with children, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, passport people. I meant passport bros. These guys are really sick. It's like, why can't we just? Yeah. So recently, he was in Brazil. I used to follow this guy because I thought, first of all, I watch a lot of this content. A lot of the stuff that they were talking about was just nonsense, but it's just entertaining at the end of the day. So I like to hear it. But this guy, I we never, no one has ever, no one saw this coming. We didn't expect that he would be into children. Like you gotta read about this. Floyd Wallace Jr. hung out with Austin Holloman, which is like this popular black YouTuber, a travel YouTuber. But I don't know. It's just that they're promoting the wrong stuff. A lot of them are not sexually controlled. Like, there's no discipline in that part of the YouTube. And so they're getting themselves into a lot of trouble. But anyway, this guy in particular, Floyd, was in Brazil and he was using an alias, ordering Ubers for children to come from a location to his location. And he would film, I guess there's videos on the USB drives and the thumb drives and the SD cards of of adult film content, but with children. It's crazy stuff, crazy stuff, crazy stuff. And Brazil is like trying to crack down on a lot of other people. There's like this other YouTuber. All he does on his channel is promote pay for play, and he lives in Brazil. And out of nowhere, he just suddenly is back in the United States ever since that whole thing went down. It's crazy. A lot of depravity. That's what I'm saying. People are strange, man. Like, why can't we just go to these countries and get to know people in those countries and just hang out? Like, why is it that we have to go across the world for sex? I don't get that. That's what I'm saying. People are weird. Like, why can't we just, I don't know, explore, just just enjoy ourselves? I don't know, man. A lot of us are a little strange. Learning a language in the new country. Like, I don't know. It's just weird. Anyway, that's the news. So he's currently in Brazilian jail, awaiting trial. His American passport was seized. And yeah, he's not going anywhere. I don't know if Brazilian authorities have extradition powers to bring back anyone that committed crimes in Brazil from wherever they're at. He's not making it back. No, he's not. He's finished. He's finished for sure. He's finished for sure. I don't even know if he's going to be able to survive Brazilian jail. You ever watch City of God? No, I've never watched City of God. Never. I need to watch it. But yeah, I'm telling you, these guys are a little depraved. They might make him someone's girlfriend in that jail for sure, because they're wild over there. Remember, he's sharing the prison with like the guys that run up and down the favelas. Like he's finished. Look this up, Supreme. Read up on this. Floyd Wallace Jr. Type that in on Google right now, and you'll find some articles about this. Yeah, it's crazy. I've been to Sao Paulo plus Rio. I studied Brazilian Portuguese. People need to respect these countries. I'm telling people don't know. I'm afraid. I don't know. I want to. I want to learn a little bit more Portuguese before going into Brazil. So I don't want to be limited to the gringo experience. Isn't Portuguese close to Spanish? Yeah, but it's completely different. Like, I speak I speak Spanish. I can speak Spanish. Yo puedo hablar español. I can speak Portuguese. Eu falo português. I know can in Port. I don't even know how to say can in Portuguese. I could or can. Cidade de Deus is City of God, right? Is one of my favorite movies, Brazilian cinema classic. Yeah, but it's very different. Supreme Portuguese is something else. I'm not ready for that language yet, but I'm trying to get into the Paruski. We're trying to get into the Paruski, my friend. Because once I learn, if I learn Russian, I could speak with all of Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Turkmenistan. I could speak with Georgians, even though that might be considered a little disrespectful. I could speak with Armenians. I could speak with the Baltic countries, right? Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia. I could speak with some Serbians, some of them, some. Yeah, you're at Russia and Ukraine. If Russia just opens up a whole doorway. They're like cousin languages. If you can pick up Spanish, Portuguese will come easier. I'm telling you. I know Spanish, so Spanish is easier for me. I can speak any language. It'll be Chinese, so I could see their reaction when I mingle with lingo. Nah, Chinese is another language to learn. I mean, I think you can only speak Chinese in China. In Taiwan, or no, they speak Taiwanese or something. Oh, I'm sure they speak. I didn't say Azerbaijan, but yeah, they could speak Paruski in Azerbaijan. Recently met people from there. Yeah, there was a guy I met at my restaurant that went out with this girl from Azerbaijan. This wind is nuts. But you're right, bro. Russian is powerful in many countries. That's what I'm saying. The Paruski is everywhere, like almost everywhere. Well, my mom studied in the Middle East. They taught her Russian when she was like 17. They're not teaching Russian. The thing about like a lot of these places is that they're not teaching Russian. Like Georgia, I don't think they're teaching Russian like that. But back then, they used to teach. They used to teach Russian. Like in Armenia, they used to teach Russian. Azerbaijan, they used to teach Russian. The problem is after learning the language, it's hard to maintain if you don't have people to practice with. Yeah. We have a genius of a general manager that works with us. This woman, she's so smart. She's young and she's super smart. She knows Georgian, English, Russian. She works 2 jobs. I think she works in an office as her second job. She's making a lot of money. This girl, super catch for sure. Yeah, no, she's cool. She's cool as hell. She was my Secret Santa. I had to give her a present. Yeah. But yeah, I need to get back into the Paruski, man. I just know Yara Tibia idiot. It's nice to see you. It's nice to talk to you. Я стоя могу поговорить с тобой. No. Я рад тебя видеть. It's like, it's nice to see you. And я стоя могу поговорить с тобой. It's like, it's nice to talk with you right now. Что ты тренируешь сегодня? Like, what are you training today? Что ты делаешь? Like, how are you? What's going on? What's up? Привет, hello. Как дела? How are you? Blah, blah, blah. Здравствуйте. Like, how are you? That's more formal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 to 10. Понедельник, вторник, среда, четверг, пятница, sobota, воскресенье. So it's the 7 days. So понедельник is Monday. Вторник is Tuesday. Sreda is Wednesday. Четверг is Thursday. Пятница is Friday. Sobota, Saturday. And воскресенье is Sunday. I just need to learn more Russian. It's set in. I just need to put like my brain to work and learn more Paruski. If you can learn Russian and Mandarin Salute, they have to be the top 5 hardest languages to learn as a native English speaker. Trust me, because once Sombra learns the Paruski, I'm telling you guys, we're gonna be winning in life for sure. For sure. For sure. Imagine coming into a function. Hello, привет, добрый вечер. Can I have a table for one? Like, I don't know, Želio Pistol za jedno? That's, Želio Pistol za jedno, that's Serbian. But still, I'm telling you, give me some time, guys. Give Sombra some time. The channel is still beginning. Stick with me. Trust me, your boy is going to be speaking some Paruski, and it's over. Once I learn the Paruski, yeah, it's pretty much over. Your boy is going to be part of the winner's circle. Yeah, what Chucky said, make it stink. All right, you gone and you gone. You got to go to another live stream. Hey, man, how do I stop using EBT? My mom is forcing me to stay unemployed. Yeah, so I'm going to ban you from the stream so you could probably go outside and start looking for work. Anyway, guys, yeah, Sombra del Piso is about to skedaddle. Life is calling my name. I got to do some stuff, actually. When are you going to take that trip to Turkey, Unc? We are going to go, stick with us, actually. I had to buy an eSIM, by the way, for Bulgaria. We are going to go, I don't know, I forget when we're going to Edirne. It's like the 5th or the 6th, something like that, of January. We're going to drive to Turkey from Bulgaria, so that should be fun. I can't wait. I have all the warm gear. Sombra del Piso is going to be, whew, I can't wait. I can't wait, man. Stop playing. Anyway, guys, I love you all. Sombra's going to dip and skedaddle. Stay radiant. I love you all. We're probably going to I don't think we're going to live stream tomorrow because I have to see, I'm hanging out after work tomorrow. I have to do a double shift at the Blasted Restaurant. So, yeah. And I get to work with one of my favorite girls, one of my favorite go-go's, Georgiana, tomorrow. So that's going to be cool, too. Goddamn, you died, man. Safe flight. No, it's going to be. Well, remember, we're live streaming in the airport. I'm going to try to get to there early. Peace and blessings, Rye. Thank you for joining the channel. Please, I hope to see you around more often when we live stream. Dan Vazvani, I hope you enjoy. Keep enjoying Prague. And I'm going to get on the cool shower wave. Don't you worry. Supreme, you already know how I feel. Habibi, thanks a lot for staying tuned. Guys, we're going to see you guys soon. Stay radiant. I'm going to see you guys in the next live stream. Peace. Thank you for all the donations for tonight. Thank you for the gems. We're looking good. We're looking solid. Peace, guys.